made it. We're here. We finally did it. Thank you, everyone, for being so patient. Yes, we did it. Welcome back, everyone, to the weekly comic wrap-up. That was behind the scenes. I was sweating bullets. My internet was not wanting to. It was not cooperating one bit, and these guys were just laughing at me the whole time. So I guess it was a team effort, if you count berating
Some
me.
of those racial slurs I've never even heard. And I'm like, Max, easy, big fella.
Max, I thought you were a Christian man of God.
Yeah.
What is this?
Dear Lord.
Doesn't make early Ermy blush. Jeez.
Yeah.
From Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah. Well, that's only for the members only. Which, speaking of members, after this show, if you are not a member, I would highly recommend you joining the membership. You have 3 different tiers: the Viking, the Spartan, or the Templar tier. Right after this show, the second we are done, we're going to hop over to the after party member show. And these 2 gentlemen, my 2 co-hosts, Drew Dolan and Kyle, not Kevin, are going to be going over the books that they just read for next week. So they already have read a good portion, 10 books?
Yeah, I think about 8 to 10, I think we read. Yes,
yeah, 8,
no more than 10.
All right. For next week. So if you guys want to get an exclusive look and some reviews for next week, spoilers, they're pretty bad. These 2 guys will be talking about those, and we'll go through some of the books for next week. And that's something that we want to offer you guys as members, and just a fun little after party to hang out with y'all. So, like I said, consider doing that. But yes, hopefully the internet stays on for the rest of our stream, because we have a lot of really cool stuff to show you guys. But before we get into that, quick, Kyle, who would win in a fight, Silver Surfer or Thor? A god versus a cosmic being, a cosmic entity.
I'd go Surfer.
You know what? I gotta go Surfer too.
I'd go Surfer.
Drew, what do you think?
Oh man, this is we're gonna get how deep we want to nitpick this. Like, how specific do we want to get? Is this All Father Thor level, or is this still just God of Thunder Thor?
I would, you know what? Just as a pity, I'll give Thor like at his most powerful versus Silver Surfer at any point in time.
If it's All Father Thor, like where he's currently at, I'll say Thor could win.
Wow.
But if this just God of Thunder Thor, no, I'll take Surfer.
Okay. That's bold to say. Even at Thor's strongest, even at All Father Odin, like he's ascended to godhood and to the throne of Asgard, I still think Surfer beats him.
But Surfer's still just a herald. That's all I'm gonna say. He's not even the god. He's a herald.
He's a herald, but he has ascended to cosmic being level status, which might as well be god status. Because like if Galactus is, right? It's kind of like in the Bible when God just says, I am. Galactus just is.
Yes. Yeah.
And so Silver Surfer being created from something like that, I feel like will outlast Thor, Hulk, maybe Superman. I don't know. That's a toughie. So,
hey, I'd be there for that fight. That's all I got to know. I would be there for that fight.
Dude, planets would be exploding.
Oh, so awesome.
Galaxies would be crumbling. You know what I mean? Like,
worlds collide.
Yeah. Chat, who do you got? Silver Surfer or Thor? That's a
good poll question.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. It's an interesting thought for y'all. Before we get to the chat, though, Flaccid for 19 months. Hail to you, man. Holy crap. 19 months. That's insane, dude.
Long time.
You are on your way to 2 years.
Damn.
2 whole years of being a member. And yet he says becoming a member is the worst decision I've ever made. You take that back. No, thank you, man.
The best color man in the business for nothing.
I appreciate your support, man. It truly means a lot, and it's always good to see you on here, brother. So hail to you, and thanks for everything. This is from Legion0129. Says, Max, I enjoyed your review of the Ripiverse. You have integrity. Many channels didn't want to touch it. I found that to be hypocritical of them. Keep it real. Well, dude, thank you so much for your comment. That is something that we always try and do here. Authenticity is the new currency, if you will. And I think it's extremely important to be as real as we possibly can. Because, there have been previous streams where we kind of criticized and actually kind of were fairly negative about some of the decisions made in Ripiverse, mainly coming from this gentleman down here. But no, from I think from all of us, we can say that we have.
I went hard
concerns.
in the paint. I was the hardest in the paint. Yes.
Kyle took the gloves off, and I loved it. It was fun to watch that. So. But yes, I you know what, I still stand by the review, and I think culturally Ripiverse is going to do something very interesting, but I do think that there are still gaps in the armor that need to be filled, and there's still a lot of room to grow. I'll say that. So, but thank you, Legion, appreciate it, brother. And then let's see. This is a good question. Could Thor pin down Surfer with his hammer? How does the hammer work in space?
I think it still just is. I think it still just works. Let's go back to the Kirby comics. Or the John Romita issue.
Yeah.
I'm fairly
certain. At one point, Surfer did become worthy of Thor's hammer at one point,
which was my next point. It was the Donny Cates run,
but still, it did happen.
It did happen. So in continuity, Surfer is able to pick up Thor's hammer. So in that case, he'd just be able to pick it up off his chest and throw it back at him. So, which is why I still
Meow made some bad choices. That's all I'm gonna say. Meow Meow's made some bad choices.
Meow Meow. Yeah.
Yes, he has, because it is. Is it still Odin right now? I don't know.
No, I think they stopped that. I think they put a stop to that, that's the one favorite. Positive I'll give Al Ewing. The end of that crap. So
that was funny. I liked it.
Which version?
When Meow Meow was Odin. He was living in it, and talking to Thor through it. It was cute.
Right. Was that also when Banner was inside Hulk, like working him like a machine? Remember that Donny Cates run where he was like in the Hulk? Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's right. I still have those comics. Zach says, I bet on Natalie Portman. You know what?
Always.
And you probably wouldn't be wrong.
Always.
Wrong. That's why you have to also bet against Zod, General Zod, which we'll see later tonight, because the women always know how to get it done.
Yes, they do.
That fucking God damn it.
Oh God, yeah, that comic. I can't even. This is wild. MG says that the Transformers #4 page with Optimus with Megatron's arm sold for $15K.
Woo!
$15K.
God damn, for one page.
For one awesome. Page. I thought $2K for original art was like a breaking the bank. I was like, whew, I am not going to financially recover from this. Well, yeah, for us peasants.
The average person, yes.
Yeah, for the average person. I'm thinking
that's right under that's $5K under what Ethan Van Sciver was selling a cover for. Like he was doing his covers for around $20K at DC Comics.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Well, that was still at the height of when. Yeah.
Yeah. That was during Rebirth. Ethan said he could make almost around $40K a comic. He was doing it for Green Lantern Rebirth. Like he would sell each page for around $1,000 each, if not more, and do the cover for around 20. So he would make around $40,000 a comic.
But we're talking that DWJ page was an interior. It wasn't even a cover. Now, granted, it's a splash page, cover. But man,
that's the first time that's ever happened. For Transformers fans, that's spank material right there. That's what they need. It's like that is what they want to see. Megatron for the first time ever connected to Optimus Prime.
That is true. It is a key. This is the first time we've ever seen something like this.
Yeah. Kyle, it's a key. It's a key, Kyle.
Key.
Do you have keys?
Do we have keys?
I
don't have my keys. I don't have my keys.
Kyle, you have to start bringing your keys. Something nice.
I'm at home. I don't need my keys.
We're failing already. We're at 10 minutes into the stream. We've already failed. So yeah, this is what we're talking about here is this page. Huzzah. So at the end of issue 4, Optimus pulls out the big guns, literally. Actually, you know what? I would have paid for this page right here.
That's cool.
This one probably has more meaning. Some guy got this panel tattooed on his body. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah. DWJ reposted it on Twitter.
Which panel?
The panel with Optimus talking to the guy, and he goes, "True, small, but still mighty." He got that like tattooed on him.
Where? Never mind.
This was on his left nut, and this was on his right nut. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, that's fair. Then that's okay.
Because he's talking about his, genitalia. He's saying, "True, small, but mighty." So
yeah, that's fair.
But no, this last page where you're just like, wow. I mean, it deserves to be a cover. It'll probably be a second printing cover for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, man, I see why. I understand why this. I would probably say 10K, but 15K. That's damn, man.
Fucked up.
A lot of dough.
Fucked up.
It's legendary. It's legendary. It's a key. Yeah, it's a first moment. So it's a big deal.
Now, how much is this going to sell for in 20 years? Same price or nothing? Yeah, I was about to say, like, are comics going to be so dead by that point? Is the industry just going to be so completely wiped out that original art will be gold? It'll be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
God willing.
I mean, if we've seen anything, if there's any constant, it's that original art is only going to go up in price.
Always
case
does.
in point,
always. Does.
Yeah, case in point is like the Watchmen covers. Those sold as a set back in the 90s. 1 through 12 sold as a set for like I think like $7-10 grand, right around there total for all 12 covers as a set. And now each one would individually sell for like anywhere between 50 to 100,000, which is nuts.
It's wild, man. I would say out of all the investments that you can make in the comic collecting world and pop culture in general, CGC graded books are pathetic. Like they're just shit now. It's just all gone downhill. They're not going to be worth anything. Your key books, though, whether they are raw or graded, depending, those I think are going to still have lasting power. And we're not talking like, oh, it's the first appearance of like, I don't know, what's an MCU character that showed up and it's like, this has no
Aquafina.
Maybe, yeah, something like that. Or like this was the first appearance of Dogpool, where it's like Deadpool's dog. It's like that's
important.
Really sure, okay. Is that going to be your show and tell tonight, Dogpool?
Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, all right.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah. So stuff like that, I don't think will have any lasting power. Statues will most likely go down. I thought they were going to stay or go up, but after a while, I feel like they go down in value, especially when the market or when the economy is bad.
Well, they should.
But
yeah, and Jim Mint. That's what Jim Mint said. Jim said statue prices and everything, they've gone down a lot. So yeah.
Well, what's unfortunate is like statue prices from Sideshow have gotten higher, so you're actually paying more for the statue. But on the secondary market, if you want to resell your statues, you'll maybe get half, maybe if you're lucky.
Wow!
So statues have gone down, but original art, you could sell that puppy the same day you bought it, or 20 years from now, and it will probably still hold its price.
Well, depending on the book.
In what Like, are you talking about Squirrel Girl?
Yeah, you could get original art from some fucking rinky-dink who gives a shit book with nothing on a cover or a page, and
but then,
who cares?
Then again, how much would you have paid for it in the first place? You know, if
Well,
you
yeah.
bought a page for $300, yeah, it'll probably
Right, it
sell
was
for another
$300, so it's not all across the board. Every piece of original art is going to go up in value.
Right.
I think it depends on the importance or significance of it. Like the Vanish pages that I got. Nobody gives a shit. I got it as kind of a fucking joke as to show the downfall of Donny Cates.
Maybe someone will actually see that and be like, man, that is really significant. That's culturally impactful. I get it.
Well,
You know,
if he fucking ODs, it might actually jump up in price. God damn it! But
maybe.
no,
Let's hope.
he's
Let's hope that
fine.
we
He'll
don't.
get
Yeah,
back on
let's
his
hope that.
feet.
Let's hope that Kyle doesn't get any money, because then that means that Donnie is fine. So.
No, I'm going into like George with the triangles.
Oh yeah. May I? When he's like putting
he's
his
gonna
hands on his
die.
face.
He buys
Yeah.
all the art for the triangle guy. I look forward to many years with the triangles.
Oh, I thought you meant the triangle guy where he puts the triangle over George's
Oh, no, I
head when
meant
he's
the
trying to get
artist
cured from his
with
tonsils.
triangles. He's like, he gets that $1,500. He's like, yeah, let me buy some of his art.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Seinfeld references aside, yes, I think that original art will hold its value. Let's hope. Let's hope that it does. Because I think we've all invested in some original art in some way or form. Drew, your original art actually from Lobos, I think, is probably one of the coolest pieces you own. Because one, Lobos is now on every DC cover. And two, you actually got him at a point where he was kind of unheard of. So you got in on the ground floor for your own comic book cover. So I think that's probably one of the coolest pieces you have right now. But I don't know.
Yeah, it really is. And I've got a few more. I've got several pieces of original art. I even have Chuck Dixon sketches.
Wow.
Chuck Dixon sketches.
I was about to say,
Lobos.
You mean writer
They're
Chuck
good.
Dixon?
Yeah, writer Chuck Dixon. I mean, I've got a Moon Knight one he did. It's actually pretty cool. It's pretty funny. He did. It says like, be very quiet. We're hunting werewolves, and it shows him talking to his shadow. It's pretty funny.
That tracks for Moon Knight.
But the Lobos, OA I got. I'm so glad I got that a couple years ago down at Dallas. But yeah, I've got some others from Gavin Smith. He just did the interiors from Ninja Turtles. I've got several pieces of original art from him. Original art is one of the best investments you can make. That's all I got to say.
Well, for $15,000, I'm hoping that whoever bought that is made sure to take out a loan or something, because gosh dang, it would take me months to make that type of money. Well, I mean, maybe not months, but like you're talking about multiple paychecks. To drop on that thing. So, but hey, that's what art collectors do. Or if you're what's his name? The guy who picked up the page with Optimus ripping his arm off.
That guy.
The famous artist. He just has works of art that are worth millions of dollars, and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Like, okay.
It's like, so these are the people that are buying your shit. So it's like, okay, these are people that, okay, you got whales, and then there are whales. It's like, okay, these guys are a whole different league.
They have FU money to the extent to where they're just like, it's almost annoying how pompous and like up their own ass they are. They're just like, I thought it was all right. And it's like, dude, people would kill to have even like a sliver of the art that you have, right? But I mean, hey, if you get to where you are, I commend you. But damn, that's wild. So, speaking of original art, though, I am going to show off some original art here in just a moment. Kyle is going to show off some items, comic books, pop culture things, items. I'm not sure what they are. But Kyle has been raving about this. So chat, just to give you guys a peek behind the curtain, we have a group chat, and Kyle has been edging us for the past like 2 weeks, going like, guys, it's almost here. Guys, you aren't going to believe what I got. This is culturally one of the biggest moments, one of the biggest things I've ever purchased for my life. And so we have to see it. So without further ado, Mr. Big Bad Booty Daddy himself, go ahead and please, Big Bad Booty Daddy.
You're not going first? You don't want to go first?
I can if you'd like me to. If your stuff is going to be if it's going to trump mine.
Oh, even.
All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for the Big Bad Booty Daddy himself, and I will go first.
Thank you.
I think I figured it out, Kyle. I think I know what it is. I know what it is.
I doubt it.
It is a piece of the aggro crag from Nickelodeon's Guts from back in the 90s.
Oh, it's not just a piece of the aggro crag.
What are you guys speaking in English?
You know what we're talking about, Guts
You
on Nickelodeon?
fucking nerds. What?
No, these aren't nerds.
Guts?
You don't know Guts?
I remember the slime from Nickelodeon. I remember the Legends of the Hidden Temple from Nickelodeon or whatever it was.
You don't remember the show Guts, when all the best kid athletes on the globe were competing against each other on Nickelodeon, and whoever climbed to the top of Aggro Crag first got a piece of it when they won.
Yeah.
I'm not old like you guys. All right. I'm a young man.
90s. This was like 96,
this is the
97.
I know. At that time, I was watching SpongeBob, man. My memes and my life was centered on SpongeBob. Not Guts.
Guts.
Yeah.
So
Michael
dumb.
Malley and Mo.
If anything, I was watching MXC, not Guts. MXC was way better. So, all that being said, I am going to show off the cover first, but you guys may know him as the one and only legendary James Stokoe. Yes, that is right. The man who actually did the covers for the Marvel Comics Warhammer sanctioned Marneus Calgar series. I think it was only like a 5-issue mini or 6-issue mini, but I have the comic book right meow. So here's the actual comic. Very beautiful. Yes, very beautiful. It's in Mylar, so that's why it's got the glare on it.
I was gonna say it's very shiny.
Yeah, I wish it were. It would be cool if it were like a lenticular or a foil or something. So here's the actual cover, though, this is the cover in color. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Now you're saying that's a cool comic, Max, right? That's pretty rad. But like, what's the big deal? What's the importance of it? Well, I'll tell you something. I was looking for Warhammer artwork, and sure enough, James Stokoe was selling this original artwork of the cover online. And I had it framed, and so we had to wait for this bad boy to get framed. It's still like in the packaging because I don't want to ruin the frame. But yeah, I will show this off in an actual video after this, but I just want to show you guys how it looks in the actual frame.
It's a nice mat.
Yeah, I think it turned out beautifully. So
you should just leave it in the shrink wrap like that and hang it like that.
I think that'd be classy, right? Someone's like, it's a beautiful piece of art. Why is it still in the shrink wrap?
Like, what are you talking about? That's not what that's
part of the artwork. Yeah,
fucking idiot. Do you even know what art is?
Now, to show you guys a better representation of this, because the frame is cool, the artwork is cool, but when you actually look at it from this perspective, it's unreal the amount of detail in this thing. And we're gonna get like close-ups. And it's just like you can't even fathom the amount of like little tiny detailed marks. My only regret is that there was not a lot of use of heavy dark inking. So like you guys can see the inner workings of like this dude's gears, all the shading and cross hatching inside, like his robe and against the armor of the Space Marine and stuff, but not a lot of heavy dark inks. Not like straight black inks. This is a
That's
lot
for
of
you to do, Mac. You do that.
Oh, I color that in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's part of
Well,
that's part of the condition for buying the art. He wanted you to finish it for him.
Yeah, it's not finished. You have to finish it. Like,
Oh,
that's
you
the
know what?
point.
No, it's like a coloring book, right?
Right.
So I just take some
Yeah.
crayons and I can color in what I want.
Yeah.
Okay. Much better.
Simple.
But yeah, just you look at the facial expression and the helmet and the armor, and like everything is like you can see the indentation of the pen on the paper. The thing looks so damn cool. And I'm very, very blessed and grateful to own something like this. Because it's, I think, my first, or sorry, no, it's technically my first cover original, like piece of original art. I've had
wow.
Danny Warren Johnson do a couple sketches for me and stuff, but this is like an actual officially licensed piece of
Published
original art.
piece of art. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very, very thankful, very blessed to have this in the collection. I think I'm going to hang it right here. There's a wall right next to me. And as I'm on my computer, I can look over and I can go, that's pretty dang cool.
That's good.
Or I can just look at it and go, why did I spend that much money on this thing?
Like, all right, I'm kind of tired of it now. All right.
Yeah, right. So isn't that what we all do with our collections? Is like,
Yes.
you're like, oh man, this is the thing. I finally bought it. And then you're like, all right, what's next? So,
Yeah, it's like,
Yep.
all right, that's kind of stupid now.
yeah.
And that's the thing. I remember when I talked with Stuart Sager about original art. He told me you got to be careful because the minute you buy one, you're going to win another, then another, then another, then another. It gets addicting quick.
I believe it. I believe it, man. Nadia's in the chat shrimping. Thank you, Nadia. That's beautiful. You're beautiful. Heyo.
Oh.
Thank you, Nadia. Great to see you. Josh is such a you're a moron. He goes, I like your space trooper. It's actually a stormtrooper, Josh. I love all the Star Warses, so get it right, please.
Oh.
Yeah.
True fan.
True fan.
That's more of a Boba Fett fan myself.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of a true fan, George. Thank you for the $1.99, my friend. Thank you, George. That is very kind of you. And he just drops in and goes, "Hi, everyone." Look at that. Hi, George. Hi.
Hola.
No, but seriously, dude, thank you for the $2. And hello to you. Always appreciate you, and great seeing you here, George. So hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Now, I know that my piece of original art is pretty damn cool, Kyle. I mean, I don't know what you could possibly have that can one-up that, unless it's a piece of original art from the Marvel Meow comic that I showed off last week. But I don't know what you got for us.
Or a piece of the Acro Crag.
Well,
no.
If Stoko wasn't a bitch, then maybe I could see being a little worried. But
isn't Stoko probably one of the only guys who's done like a decent Alien comic in the past 20 years or so?
If you don't count the Marvel stuff, then yeah.
The current Marvel stuff?
Yeah. Take that aside. Put that in its own thing because it's that.
Right, I'll have to compartmentalize.
Then
put that over here.
Then it ranks.
You were feeling your oats because you have something really cool, I imagine, or it's something so shit that you've just been holding on to for like 2 weeks.
You don't know. That's what's so wonderful. You don't know. It could be both.
Yeah,
that's what's so great about it.
I can't wait. I mean, it's so good. Tonight you had to use your standing desk, so
yeah, weird. It's the same desk. It's just raised up, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I wanted to stand. I wanted to stand. I wanted to get. I wanted to move around and
get
the blood flow.
Absolutely. No, I think that's fair. I'm a little worried though, because when you sit down, when you have something like that, you can kind of hide your boner if it's something's like really that good. But if you're
Oh, I'm
standing,
using it to
it's
prop it up.
okay. You're just like, I'm a tripod.
Yeah, it just went from
Just
6
kind of
to
lean
midnight
over.
here, so I'm ready to roll. Every time I look at it, I'm
Uh,
like, God damn, that is so fucking sexy. Like it's just
ooh. Well,
damn.
I'm gonna ask, are you gonna show off the comic or the pop culture item first?
I have 3 comics and
Oh, wow.
a pop culture significant item.
Okay. Well, Big Bad Booty Daddy, the floor is yours, sir.
So I'm gonna show these off in an importance level. So this is the least important
Okay.
to the most important.
Okay.
Here. So this first one is I bought several copies of this issue, but this one is limited to 4 hundo
Hmm.
for this one. So this was Ice Cream Man 35. This was the limited to 400
Ooh,
cover for this.
beautiful.
So
Ooh,
And
good
that is the
Storbs.
monster issue, correct?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Favorite issue from last year. So I felt like, all right. So I have picked up every cover except the main cover for this issue.
Okay. I
So
like the blood splatter. It's
yeah,
very nuanced. It's cool. I like it.
just a little bit of flavor to it. So
Yeah, yeah. So far, it doesn't beat my original art, but you're on the right
it
track. You're getting
it does, but I'll let you have that one. I'll let you
okay.
have it now
Okay. Oh,
for the
okay.
next 5
Thank you.
seconds because it significantly goes up in price as well for how much I paid for these
Oh
books.
no. Okay.
So this was $20, I think. eBay
Not bad.
20, 15,
Was it
20 bucks.
for for
It was
1
limited
in
to 400.
400? Yeah. That's like a 1 in 25 uh incentive variant, but
Yeah.
was that cover a retailer exclusive or an incentive?
I think it's a shop exclusive. There's only 400 of them total, period.
Okay.
What issue number is it again?
35.
35.
35. All right, let's see here.
Huh.
Ice Cream Man. Number 35.
Ice scream for ice cream.
Carnivore Comics did this.
Oh, Carnivore. Okay, yeah, yep. I know Carnivore.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny? I've actually I'll tell the story afterwards, but all that being said, I found the issue that got you guys to fight so hard. So
Oh
Yes.
God.
I actually have Ice Cream Man, issue number 24. Broadcast from somewhere, variety show to benefit Jerry, who's pretty sick.
I love it.
So maybe we'll have to go through this one of these nights because
We should.
this is a doozy.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right. So this
Or not.
this this
It
book,
did cause a divide, but yeah.
this is an expensive book. These are very rare, very hard to find. There was a while where none of these would ever show up, ever. Like, I was shocked that this happened to show up on eBay, and I paid a pretty penny for
Okay.
this.
It's My Venomous Little Ponies.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
My Venomous
Sorry.
Little Ponies. You've seen those variants that Sean's
Is it-
gotten.
Is it the My Little Pony with vitiligo that T. Frank?
Yes. Yeah, with venoms. They're venomized. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are we done? Are we done?
For now.
I'm done. I'm done.
Written by a very, some would say, controversial writer, artist. I wanted this cover for
Air July.
not as good.
I think it's gonna be this. I'm gonna put it in the private chat.
Oh
but
wait, is
I
it Hart D.
think-
Fisher?
No. No,
Oh.
no, not that.
Because I know that cover is very sought after right now on eBay. But
No, this one is thought out in certain circles. So it's a Cyber Frog cover.
That's why.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's for
Oh.
sure the one I put in the private chat. I don't know. We'll see.
Not
We'll
that
see.
one.
Okay. All right.
Wait a second. Is it? No. Oh wait, I think is it the Kurt Cobain cover?
It is the Kurt Cobain.
Ah,
number
there
2.
it is. Okay.
Yeah.
This book does not show up
Damn.
ever.
Yeah,
That's
I
true,
had to buy
yeah.
mine from England. I had to buy mine from
Oh,
from a
wow.
UK seller.
That's usually like the shipping is just as much as the comic, if not more
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yes, it's like, oh, $1 for this, $75 shipping.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I paid a
Wow.
lot more than that for this. This is an expensive book.
It really well. That's why I thought that it was the one that you had gotten was the Trump cover, because the Trump cover goes for like couple hundo. Like that is, it's not a cheap book and it's not easy to find.
Mm.
So,
No, but that
wow,
one,
good.
I'm
All right, good
very
pickup.
happy to find it. It's a good shape.
And I know why you got it and where you found it, because there was a trash cast that Ethan talked about that particular cover. I thought so. Maybe.
Oh,
that
I
was
don't know,
where-
but this has been saved in my eBay searches for like 2 years.
Oh,
They
okay.
just don't.
All
They
right,
never
never
show
mind
up. They never
Okay.
show up.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
that's
Dan
one of those.
Fraga cover, right? Or no? I'm thinking of another one.
This one,
Hmm.
Yeah,
this is Ethan.
because that was Ethan. Because Fraga did an early one too. I forget which one it was, but I thought that was a Fraga cover. Never mind.
Yeah, I forget. He did a Reservoir Frog cover too. I don't know,
That's
because that's the
thinking of,
box
yeah.
art that he has for the action figures that I have up here. That's
Mhm.
his cover.
Okay.
Now this book,
This is
This-
so
this book,
most significant and most expensive, huh?
yes, most significant, most expensive, and
Wow.
culturally significant. Without this book, my life wouldn't be the same.
That's
No
big.
one's life would be the same.
That's
without
big
this book.
time.
It's big time. This is
Big
where it
time.
all started.
Any hints? Anything? Or
That's where it all started.
Is it Marvel, DC, or Independent?
Independent.
Independent.
Okay.
What era are we talking here?
80s.
Where it all started.
Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Is it Caliber Presents #1, the first appearance of the Crow?
I can't afford that. That's like over $1,000 book.
Oh wow.
That's a big
okay.
investment if I'm going there.
All right. I got nothing, so I'll leave it to you to show us what you have, my friend.
This is the start of the work of the greatest comic book artist of all time.
Oh.
This is Samurai Santa #1. This is the first published work of Jim Lee.
Wow. Wow.
Most significant. Without this book, Jim Lee would not be Jim Lee.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
I
his grave.
cannot tell you how many times I've seen this book on like speculator lists and top 10 lists and best investment lists. That is very difficult to find. Yeah.
It is. There are, I count them 4 spine ticks.
Wow.
It's got a little color rub up here. Yeah, they do. It needs a press. The press would definitely help it, but it's still like with this all black. I mean, it's tough, but it's a really good shape.
Beautiful. I would never have even guessed that it had any. Yeah, the Mylar definitely makes it look great. So
it helps. But yeah, I'm going to meet Jim Lee, and I'm going to say again, because I've already met him because it's Jim Lee. What are you talking about here?
Hey,
so
Jimmy.
I'm going to say Jimmy.
Come here, Jim. Can I call you Jimmy? Jimmy.
I'm calling you Jimmy anyway.
Jimmy, my good man. Come here.
Yeah. With this book, I can't tell you. Comics wouldn't be the same without you.
Unless he went on to, what was that? Not New Mutants. What was the Old Mutants? What was the book? What was his first Marvel book? That one with the cover with the Yeti.
Alpha Flight.
Alpha Flight. Yeah. You don't think that has more value, intrinsic value than Santa's Samurai Jedi?
This is where his art started. This is where he had to cut his teeth here to learn how to actually draw comics.
Wow. Gilmer, I disagree.
See?
No way.
See?
No. That's
Nice
a
try, though.
Jim
Nice try. You
Lee
tried.
comic
You
from the
tried.
80s. No one cares about
tried.
that. We're talking about original art here.
Yeah, but it's
Come
from a
on.
who gives a fuck. Like
It's from one of the best artists in 2
uh,
decades of modern comics.
It's Chicken Scratch. Come on, this is a real artist here.
Wait till Henry Cavill just even puts his fingers on anything Warhammer and Games Workshop, and then you're going to be like, man, those guys are pretty cool. I wish I had some original art. And I'm going to be like, yeah, well, enjoy your Santa book, your Jedi Santa or whatever the fuck.
Have you read that book?
It's awful.
Yeah, but the art is fantastic.
At least we agree on something. Then it's a dumb book.
Of course, the book sucks, but the art's amazing in it.
Yeah, it is. It really is something else to put books in Mylar. I will never go back to regular bags because Mylar just it makes your books look like they just came hot off the press. Even like shitty, like crumpled books. Mylar will take your books to the next level, and you don't have to change them out ever. I think you'd need to change out the boards, the acid-free boards, but like for the Mylar, I don't think you ever need to change them out after you do.
You just reminded me about back in 2017, 2018, when Sean, the comics lead, had discovered the magic of the Mylar bag. We started putting a bunch of old like dollar books in Mylars.
Oh,
like they had like the holofoil cards, and they just popped. So we were selling those comics. We were selling those for like $5 to $10 a pop.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Everyone was like, "You look so good."
It's incredible what just putting that thin thing of plastic over it. There's a guy that is at a convention here in like Southern California, and he has a booth, and he has like all his comics, like you said, whether they're normal like back issue books that are like $1 to $2, and then he also has some keys. But those $1 to $2 books, he puts them in Mylar, and he can sell them for $50 because it just makes them look like, wow, this is a when was this? 93? Wow, this is an older book, and it's like you can find that in a back issue bin, for like
when you're flipping through long boxes and you see the Mylars, and I'm like, God damn, this book looks fucking good.
Yeah, they look really
dog
nice.
shit, but I'm like, man, that looks good.
Yep. Yeah. Well, good. Those were 3 good books. I will give it to you on the last one. The last one's pretty damn cool. The first Jim Lee book ever.
I have to get it signed, and I got to figure out where it goes on the Wall of Fame up there. So it's got to go. I think I've got to move the Aliens #1.
Don't you have a Tick book up there? Why is that?
Well, it needs to go up there. I got to figure out what I'm moving. I think that Dana Warren Johnson book needs to get the fuck off the wall. But
I was gonna say, either rip that and just burn it, just use it as kindling or something. I don't know. It's still cold out there by you guys, so you need something like that.
Yeah, it is. But it is cold. Yeah, I got to figure out where it's gonna go.
Very nice. We'll save up, a couple $100 so that Jim Lee can just do that on it, and then you can go, oh, but it's signed by Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's worth its weight in gold. You understand that? It's once it's signed by Jim, it's already the most important book I'll ever own. But now with his signature on it.
What if he says to Kyle, do you want to personalize it, or do you just want it to be signed?
I'd probably personalize it because I don't think I'm ever going to sell it.
Okay.
So
what if you hand it down to your son and he's like, what the hell is this, Dad? This Jedi Samurai? I don't want this stupid Santa Jedi
Samurai Santa, you little bitch.
Thing.
And
he's like ripping the pages out of it. He's like, I don't want this.
That's why it's encapsulated in a verified CGC legit holder.
CBCS legit holder.
Oh. I'm not going to CBCS. They're fucking.
You gonna trust CGC?
CGC only.
Well, it's gonna come back like a 4.0. It's gonna be worth nothing.
No, they should have taken the 8.0. What the hell?
No.
Flopping
Take
books.
my eyes, but not my Santa Samurai.
Yep.
Yeah, now we're talking. It still wouldn't be
true.
great though. Still
They
wouldn't
can't
be
afford Jim Lee because nobody cares about Warhammer. But
No, you're right. And I honestly, I hope no one cares about Warhammer, because the second people are going to be like, Warhammer is cool. Whoa, I didn't know about this.
I've always been a fan. Yeah, I've always known about it.
Yep, the whole fucking mainstream. Everyone is going to start going, oh yeah, I love this stuff. It's so great.
Colonial Marines, woo! Fight the
Yeah,
fight the
Colonial
hammers,
Marines.
fight the
Yeah.
Warhammers.
All the
Game over,
Warhammers,
man,
they all have
game over.
Warhammers, right?
Warhammering.
So the stormtroopers have warhammers, and they have gunsies, and they have ice
Yeah.
creams,
And they're fighting
and
the
they-
Gorgonites and all the other
from
things.
the Gorgonzolas from Planet Vulcan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
exactly. And then it's just gonna be it's gonna die like every other franchise that we've seen die in the past decade.
Hell
So you know what? Cool. I would so happily be like, if people are like, man, Warhammer's kind of fucking lame, I'd be like, yes, keep saying that, please. You're only making my hobby like way more worth it for me. So, but we're not done yet, Kyle. You
Not done
still
yet.
have one in the wings waiting.
I still got one in a box here. I don't know
Still,
what could be in here. I think I
what's
know
in the
what should be.
box?
I still say it's a piece of the aggro crag. I think I'm right.
It isn't. I wish
It's
it was,
such an
I wish.
obscure reference. I don't think anyone would ever.
I saw one of the. I saw a piece. I forget where the hell I was at. I saw a piece of it somewhere. Someone had it. Somewhere, someone had a piece of the aggro crag up for sale. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Pat McAfee has one. Pat McAfee has the trophy from Gus.
What?
He got one. Yeah,
No! Oh man!
it's like a glow in the dark. Yeah, aggro crap. Yeah, it's like, oh, that's so fucking cool. But
We're losing subscribers and viewers by this conversation. I hope you know that.
No, negative.
No.
So this is from 1989 is when this was released.
89. Beautiful year. It's like, you know, how wine has like really good years. 86 to 89 is beautiful years for comics.
Yeah,
It was.
Not
And
just
this-
that, but
this
one of the best
technically
years
isn't
ever for
really-
film.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true as well. I would say just pop culture in general.
Yeah.
86 to 88, 86 to 90, somewhere around there is
It was
just
definitely the height of this character before they went
oh.
bye-bye.
So it's a character.
It is a character. I
Okay.
still want it to smell like cigarette smoke in here. It's always the worst.
Is it a Teddy
You-
Ruxpin?
No.
Do you know that it's going to smell like cigarette smoke? Like, did you
Well,
buy it from someone who?
Generally, with this type of crowd that goes after this kind of stuff, they generally smell like menthol cigarettes, and I'm just like,
Ah.
Oh, is it Pogs? Is it a Pog set?
I don't know.
It's a garbage pail kid. That's what it is. Kyle's getting excited.
No, it's an Alf. It's an Alf toy.
George is getting upset. Kyle's getting excited.
Oh, that is so fucking badass. This is still in the box, by the way.
Wow.
Is it Army Pete?
Are you ever going to take it out of the box?
Probably not, just because it looks so cool in the box.
Okay.
So again, I was 1 year. I was born in '88, so I was only one when this was here. But a very culturally significant character, and
Wait. I'm gonna guess. Is it a Bart Simpson action figure?
not Bart Simpson.
Oh,
It's this may give it away. Drew may know what this is, but it's horror related. Horror.
Like Treehouse of Horror?
No,
Or
horror.
just-
Horror.
Horror.
I think. Is it Nightmare on Elm Street related?
Yeah, I think MG got it. It is
Oh.
fucking Freddy
Oh,
in the
That is-
box.
Whoa.
that's terrifying, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is creepy.
Wow, that's really cool, man.
Right?
Not just that.
I'm actually
just
kind
that,
of
he's-
excited. That's rad.
He's doing the Degeneration X. Stuck it. You know.
He
He
is.
is. Yeah, he's doing the
Yeah.
Yeah, and this hasn't been opened yet. It still stinks.
Yeah, that's you want that. No, take that in, Kyle. That's what you paid for, dude.
That is
Take that
true.
in.
I wonder if it still works. Do you think it still works?
No.
It does.
You can hear
Oh?
it? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
No, I'm not hearing anything.
No.
There's a snake in my boot. That's what he says.
He's still it still works. He's still talking.
Wow. That is freaking cool, man.
Had a
I
Toys R
love
Us
that.
sticker on it up here too. It was
The original
$24.99.
packaging.
$24.99. I did not pay $24.99 for it.
No. Maybe $2,499, but no.
No. So this was one. So I've been looking at these. They're not super expensive. They're like under $200, but depending on the
Still.
box condition, like
Yeah.
some of the boxes are beats of shit.
Yeah.
But so this was, I was the only one to bid on it. The bid.
Oh, you bid? I thought we like admonished bidding. We were
Oh, we do.
overbidding. We never
But I
did.
did. But I did. I'm like, there was 20 minutes left. I'm like, okay, nobody's touched it. It was starting out at $39.89. I'm like, I'll go ahead and put that $39 in.
Yeah.
Guess how much shipping was?
$40.
$85.
Whoa! What the? Where's the ship from?
Ooh.
Arizona.
You know what?
How they just? Oh wow!
They did it
I
because
will-
they knew no one was going to bid on this fucking thing. So they're like, all right. So I ended up, it was like $120, which is still cheaper than the one that had a shittier box. It was like $145 I was looking at. And I'm like, So I still got it reasonably cheap.
Wow.
But it was like $85 for shipping, you piece of shit. But they
That-
do that to get around certain things.
yeah, of
I think.
course.
So
Well, that's why, whenever you buy a comic and it comes in a if it comes in a, what do you call those? The comic like mailers, like the actual cardboard mailers that you can buy for specifically
the
comics.
Gemini mailers.
Yeah, the Gemini ones, Gemini, whatever you want to call it. Those, if they are sent media mail is like $1, $2, maybe if it's like a comic. So if you see the shipping on there, it's like $12. You're like, no, medium. If you're sending a media mail, $2 maximum. If it's like a single comic issue,
Because I don't think legally you can ship stuff with advertisements or anything through media mail.
Correct. And I think sometimes people can get away with it, sometimes they can't. But I have been able to send like graphic novels through media mail because there's no ads. It's just the actual comic. So but yeah, no, Kyle, so it sounds like you almost did this out of spite.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You were like, ship $89 for shipping. I see what you're trying to do.
I see what you're trying to do, but I was like, I will bet you no fucking dumbass will bid on this but me. And I was
I'm the dumbass.
yeah, now who's the moron?
Yeah, I gotcha. Idiot.
Fucking moron.
Dude, you should just keep that in the frame the whole night. That thing looks so terrifying, but it's so
Sure.
cool.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I don't know if it's more terrifying, Mr. Marbles or that Freddy right there.
Mr. Marbles when Jerry's in bed and he hears him. Yeah,
because this came out right when Nightmare 5 was dropping.
Yes, that's correct. Same summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So right before the actual literal tanking of Freddy Krueger, it was like.
Yeah,
right.
is that the apex? Is that the apex? And then it was going down after that. Yeah.
I would love to get y'all's take on this, but I think Freddy, the character, maybe not the films, because the films are wacky and they're crazy and sometimes fun and goofy and actually somewhat scary at points. I think Freddy as a character is way better and way cooler and way more significant than Jason, than Leatherface, than Jigsaw, than all these other kind of horror icons. Because one, without Freddy, there would be no Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's true.
New Line is
New Line Cinema, sure.
Yeah, it's the House of Freddy built. Yeah,
and that is so. Without Freddy, I don't get Lord of the Rings. And Max
from
doesn't
New
like.
Line. We could have gotten Lord of the Rings from someone else.
No, because Peter Jackson said he went to Hollywood and pitched it to Universal. He pitched it to Sony. He pitched all these different things, and they were like, "No."
We
If
could
he,
have got it from
you,
somebody else.
no, seriously, like everyone said no to him. The only person that said yes was New Line.
But not from. It doesn't have to be Peter Jackson. Somebody else eventually would have been like, "Hey, I can."
Oh yeah, and then they would, and then
Ron
would,
Howard
and
could be like, "Hey, I got a Lord of the Rings idea."
then it would have ended up like Rings of Power, and then it would have been awful, and then everyone would have been
Yeah.
like, "What is this? Lord of the Rings sucks."
What? Come on, Tom Hanks is Aragon.
Yeah,
and,
that would have been awesome.
Or imagine, what's the autistic director who does all the all his films are the exact same thing, and it's just people center frame just looking at the camera and like in suits or in like wacky outfits and stuff.
Oh,
and
Wes.
it-
No, not Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson
Yeah.
films, is that the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings with Wes Anderson, that's what it would probably do.
I'd go with that. I'd see that Lord of the Rings.
They're just standing there with swords and just
Narrated
Hello.
by Alec Baldwin. Yeah.
Speaking of Wes Anderson, one of the
Hmm.
last funny Saturday Night Live skits that they ever did, this is going back like 10, 15 years ago, when they did a spoof, like it was like it'd be the first Wes Anderson horror film. It was like the Guild of Calamitous Intent.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Midnight Cordery of the whatever.
Yeah, they drop up a note. Can we kill you? No, you may not.
Oh wow! There's a bunch of people standing out in our yard.
Wow. So I think Freddy also, the concept of his character is way better than Jason or even like Michael Myers. Like I know Michael Myers is cool because he is just the embodiment of evil. Like he is the projection of evil personified. I don't know though, man. You can't get any cooler than some creepy, child diddler who, kills you from your sleep, and has like
He's a
sarcastic
child
one-liners.
murderer. He's not a child.
He
Word.
did stuff to those
No,
children.
No. Not according to the original. He did not.
No, yes, it was.
No.
Yes, it is. If you watch the uncut version of 1984's Nightmare on Elm Street, it is in there that
That's why it was
got
cut.
nasty. Yes. Well, the reason
That's
why
why
it was cut is because okay. The reason why it was cut is because Kyle, we watched the movie with James Woods. It was about the daycare accusations that kids made against a child, which were all untrue, completely untrue. But so because of that going on, they're like, okay, maybe we should tamper down on the child diddling, but leave it to him just being a killer.
Which makes perfect sense, and now it tracks.
No. Because if you look at what does every film critic say? Oh, the director's cut is the original cut. It's what the artist wanted. This is the origin. So if that's how it's supposed to be, the studio is the one who said, "Oh, we should probably cut this."
And
But how the original artist wanted it intended was he was a diddler. So
Wes Craven didn't know what he was doing.
But it's scarier now because it's subtext. That's what I think is more terrifying now. Is because
it's not like the remake.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's right. Yeah. The remake had a lot of problems, but Freddy is arguably one of my favorite villain anti-hero characters of all time. And after Freddy vs. Jason came out, after that movie came out, there was a series of novelizations about Freddy and different stories. And one of which I read, it scared the shit out of me. Like I really thought it could have been like the next film. It was about a group of bullied girls who raise Freddy from the dead to get revenge on the seniors in the high school who bullied them. And it takes a dark turn in the second half of the book. And like I gotta find that book. I guess.
Okay. I would say the only other horror icon that I think is probably more frightening than Freddy is Pinhead. I love his concept design, and I just think that what they did with that film was truly horrifying. So I love the Cenobites. I think they're just the coolest things ever. And And now was that was also Wes Craven? That wasn't. Was that? That was Clive Barker. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And Clive Barker, Oh my God, he's got some stuff up there in his head that is just wild, man. So
Well, he was
Code of
into a
Illusions.
very seedy.
Yeah.
He was into a very seedy scene back in the 80s. He was into like a lot of the S&M clubs. He was, I think he actually might have been I don't want to say he was a prostitute, but I think he was in
oh wow.
the dark. He got into some he was into some weird shit back in the 80s.
Well, it definitely showed in Hellraiser, that's for sure. So
Yeah.
well, if you guys, if one could exist in the world, only one, Nightmare on Elm Street or Hellraiser, which film would you choose?
You're talking the
Only
Nightmare?
first
one,
one? Only the
only
first
one
one?
can exist. Both, yeah,
I
both
don't
are
want-
only the first ones. So
I go with Hellraiser because Hellraiser is a much better film. The first one, Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one,
is not.
eh.
You don't
I
you
mean,
don't like
it's
him going down the going down the street?
the 5'4" little guy. Just
Yeah, I love that. It makes me laugh so hard every time. So
yeah, I go Hellraiser.
I don't know, man. So I don't think Hellraiser is an objectively a good film, but what they did in Nightmare on Elm Street was groundbreaking, where they had the woman, being lifted onto the ceiling and she's flying around the room and blood's going all over the place. Johnny Depp gets sucked into his bed and then blood, comes out through the bed and stuff. Like this was all brand new techniques that no one had ever seen before.
So was Frank coming back to life though?
That shit was, that like having the animatronics and the body horror,
Stop motion, the creation of the animatronic,
Yeah,
everything.
that was on a. But I fairly, I want to look this up. I want to see which one had the smaller budget because
I was going to say
and
they're
the-
pretty.
Oh,
pretty
that's
close.
a good question.
they're
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah, because I think that Hellraiser was made like for like $1 million, maybe £2 million.
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
it.
Yeah, not very much.
Wow. That's amazing, man. I would love for a film to only be made for like $2 million these days.
Look at Godzilla -1 was made for what, 20 million, and look how
Yeah.
well that did.
No, I thought it was like less than that, wasn't it? Maybe not. I don't
Was it
know.
less than that?
That movie was fucking amazing.
I still need to go see it. I haven't seen
Yes,
it
you
yet,
do.
but
The score
Yeah,
in Hellraiser, I think, is better
ooh,
Yeah,
that's true.
absolutely.
Yeah, the score,
by far. So
costume design. Yeah, I would say there's a lot of really great stuff in Hellraiser.
mhm.
I'm biased. I thought you guys were going to choose Nightmare on Elm Street, but because I'm biased, and I would say I would probably prefer to have Hellraiser than Nightmare on Elm
I
Street.
say if we're going all of the movies, I would pick Nightmare over.
Oh
Hellraiser.
yeah. Oh, after Hellraiser 1, there is not one good movie.
Two
after
is
that.
fine. 2 is fine. 2 is fine.
13 mil Godzilla, not 20, 13. That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. So if he only had 2 million more, yeah, I mean, I guess $2 million in this industry would do a whole lot. So,
Mhm.
And we're
And then you
gonna
look
be
at-
seeing a new Godzilla. We're gonna be seeing a new Godzilla film coming out versus Kong. That was like $200 million, and I'm sure it's
Oh.
gonna look like shit.
well, that's the thing. You look at She-Hulk, and it's like, oh yeah, we spent $300 million on this piece of garbage, and you're racking your brain for like, this is a psyop. This is like, this is a shell company. This is money laundering. Someone here is getting money that's not supposed to. Yeah, that's wild. But yes, yeah, the Hellraiser film and the universe of like Hellraiser, I think, is much more inherently in tune with like Warhammer 40K warp stuff, which I think is really cool. Batman villain named the Diddler now.
No, that's Paul Ditto. That's Paul Dano's.
That is
Paul
Diddler.
Dano's, yeah. Paul, you almost said
dude.
Paul Diddler's role, yeah.
Well, no knock on the actual actor, but that book.
I was gonna say though, Paul Dano usually plays diddlers in all his films. Like he's a diddler in The Prisoners. He's a diddler in Batman. So I mean that's pretty much most of his roles. So.
Well, you typecast when you look just like them.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So
Sorry.
Hey, Joe. Great to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. He says, Nightmare is definitely one of the strongest horror franchises. I think Halloween is a little underrated as a franchise. 2 is
Yeah.
solid, 3 is good, despite no Michael, and 4 actually has a great ending.
I would say 4 has the second best ending behind the first one.
Yes, it does. Yeah. And then they completely dropped the ball on the 5th one with it.
Correct. They retcon everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 3 is like Season of the Witch. Like it has nothing to do with Michael Myers.
That is just
which
fun.
I love. Yeah.
That is fun to watch. I
It is
kind of
just
love
fun.
watching that.
So much
Classic.
fun. Yeah. So you could almost watch that as a solo film,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like and just enjoy it as a Halloween movie, yeah.
Absolutely.
Or as a horror film. So
Yeah.
Joe, well, thank you for your insight. I agree that I think the Nightmare series of films is more developed. It has more interesting concepts, and it's like, whatnot. Whereas Hellraiser, I mean, by 3 or 4, they were just like straight to DVD. They weren't even trying. It was
It was
like,
after 4. It's part 5 and on.
After
They were
4,
all straight
okay.
to
Yeah,
DVD.
they were all been shot
but
in God knows
it
where.
became at that point. Yeah, at that point, it became more or less. We got a script, but we don't know what to do with it. Let's put Pinhead in it. Okay, so they're just taking a generic script and boom, put Pinhead in. Oh, okay,
Hey, we wouldn't have gotten Henry Cavill start without if it wasn't for Hellraiser.
That is true. Yeah,
I thought he was I thought he was on Tutors, and he was on that Spartan movie.
This
he
is
was
before
in Hellraiser
this.
Hellworld. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got to rewatch that then.
No, you don't.
Henry. I mean, I'll watch it just for fun. You know what we should do? We should watch some of those films and just laugh at them. So
yeah, make a members only stream, members only live like a hangout watch stream or whatever.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes. So this is interesting because the new Captain America Black Falcon film is probably going to be spending $250 million plus the added on extra 100 to 200 million for all reshoots, because right now they're going through extensive reshoots that's pretty much remaking the film. Like,
and
I don't know how, I don't even think they're keeping, it's new script. They may be keeping some scenes, but like for the most part, I think they're making an entirely brand new movie. So we may even be looking at like a $500 budget or something. It's like,
yeah, and what's crazy is that apparently one of the latest rumors I heard is that they're filming scenes without a finished script right now. They've got nothing, and they're just come in. And not just that, but how much money are they going to spend on advertising this film? So before you know it, this is going to be like a $600 million film.
Yeah, and then you also got to think about, man, yeah, because I was going to say, marketing, but then all the reshoots or whatnot. If you look at, it was either Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, or it was Ant-Man. And I think it was actually both of them, honestly, where is it moving itself or are you moving?
What?
Is Freddie moving himself to listen in on the conversation?
Freddie who?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's my stream now, bitch.
Mr. Marbles, yeah. Welcome to MVP's channel, bitch. Yeah. Because I was going to say, during those two films, Multiverse of Madness and Ant-Man and the Lost Quantumania, I'm pretty sure they were just like winging it. Like they had an outline for the most part, but towards the third act of the film, it was an unfinished script. They hadn't even written it, and they were on set writing what the next scene was going to be. It's like, you can't, I understand rewrites, but in order to have a rewrite, you have to have a finished product so you can rewrite what's already there.
You would think
you would
help.
Think. It helps a bit, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
So. But we're gonna get a lot of you got to do betters in the film. I hope.
I hope so.
I hope
it solves everything.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Taylor Swift, have you guys heard about this new comic book? Because this is a comic book show, but thanks to Kyle, we got on pop culture for a bit.
Me?
But yeah, which, by the way, I still think I win, even though you introduced a cool little doll here. That's fine, and some comic books. I still think my framed original art is better, but all that being said, yeah, Harley. In terms of Taylor Swift, there is a Taylor Swift comic book that has actually been on a couple of lists on top of or for some of the top 10 books to buy. It's like
Mm.
a Taylor Swift book, and it's like, oh my god, I want to die. If she's now making comic books, it's like, come on,
Good for
dude.
her. Good for
So,
her.
fun fact: Sean reached out to the guy who published it, and Sean has actual variant covers for that comic. He's got a Shikari cover for that. He's got a Sora Sung.
Mhm.
He's got a I forget whoever else he's got doing covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all exclusives down at MegaCon right now.
They're all there right now.
Yeah. And you know what? They're going to sell out. If it's Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, I think they're most likely going to sell out. So,
And rightfully so.
I guess I just don't get it. Is it
Neither do
because
I.
she's so relatable? She's just like me. Is
Yeah.
that the appeal?
Yeah, when in fact she's not. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
she's
when she's
amazing.
like,
She got the
what-
voice of
well,
an angel. Yeah. One of the best songwriters ever.
keep digging your
Right.
hole. That's all right. I'll just keep letting you
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, with her team of like 50 writers, just like Beyonce. Yeah, very talented songwriter.
All the more impressive with 50 people, you still turn out banger after banger after banger.
Drew, I believe it's Queen Bee. Okay, get it right, please.
Respect.
Beyonce. No, Joe, this is my show. Kyle can't like Taylor.
Everyone's a secret Swiftie. I sorry, you are. You can't help.
Wow.
But when her songs come on, you're just like, damn, that's fucking catchy.
Well, so this is what Kyle does. You listen to the song and you go like, oh, that's me. I understand how she feels. It's so relatable. I've been, broken up with too. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
Thank you for finally putting it into words.
Yes.
How I've been feeling. And
Mhm.
now I have some catharsis and I can move on with my life, but never forget. Never forget.
Absolutely.
Max, I think we need to add some testosterone to this show now.
Yeah.
I want to listen to some T Swift now. Damn it.
We'll just look at some testosterone here. We'll just put this on the screen. We'll just
that
look
is
at
so
this.
gay.
This is so cool.
Just a naked dude, really? Testosterone, yeah.
Yeah, this is just muscle bound warrior gonna lop your head off with a chain sword. Seems pretty cool.
Extreme.
Extreme.
So they have something like Gears of War, but better.
So yeah, Warhammer is better than Gears of War. Yeah, that's right.
No, Gears of War did it better. They're like, this is gay. Like, let's make it actual cool. Got it.
I mean, if you want it, if Gears of War is cooler, that's fine. Play Gears of War. That's your video game, man. I'll do Warhammer. That's fine. I love it.
Okay.
So.
So does it suck when someone comes by and is like, yeah, I see this, I'm going to make it better in literally every way possible?
Someone sees this and they go, this is way too toxic masculinity. And so they have to dumb it down and they have to go, actually, this is a little much. I don't like this.
This is kind of
this
stupid.
looks a little
we
intense."
need bigger dudes that actually have personalities and fucking chomping cigars and chainsaw guns and like, let's actually do stuff.
Yeah, this isn't cool at all. This isn't like, a Primarch riding on a giant tank killing heretics.
Just saying words, and that seems a little fascist to me. So
it is like, yes. No, I'm kidding. You will get a lot of people who are like, I'm not even going to have that debate on this show. It's not even worth it because we'll go down a whole different rabbit hole, and then it'll be like talking about the weird thing you guys were talking about, Nickelodeon gemstone or something. So
that was Nickelodeon's
Aggro
guts,
Crag.
Max. The Aggro Crag, the Champion of Champions award.
Yep, that's right. So, you know what's funny about this, Joe, is I get a lot of people, just because of the nature of my channel, right? Or whenever we do these live streams. I will get like most of the people who dislike what we do will say something similar to this, is like, hey, why are you shitting on all this stuff? Just let them like stuff.
Fair point.
You only say that, Kyle, because you like Taylor Swift and you want
I
to
don't
be
know why
left
you guys hate
alone.
on everything. I don't. Jesus.
Yeah,
Can
no,
we
you
be
did
comfy for
definitely
once?
didn't hate on Ripiverse last week or anything.
Who's that? It sounds great.
He's the prophet of our time.
Well, then
Kyle.
it sounds like a guy I want to be friends with.
Yeah, hell yeah. You're also frozen, so
I know. That's why I said fuck earlier.
Well, that seems like a perfect time to transition into some comics that we read this week. Now, do you guys want to go over the comics that we chose, or we could do the comics that we chose, and then we could do the comics for this week? Does that sound good? I think that's how we did it last week.
Yeah, I mean, you want to? I know. Do you want to keep it quick, or I mean, how fast do you want to?
Like I said, we've got a hard out at. We still have about another 2 hours before we
Okay.
go over to the member stream. So, so we could do an hour for hour 3 books, and then we could do an hour for the weekly books.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyle, you're just moving differently, man. You're just moving differently in 2024.
You're telling
And
me.
by moving differently, not moving at all because your screen is still frozen. So
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm
Uh,
just wanting to punch everything right now.
Yeah, what are we whining about tonight? Tonight it seems to be Taylor Swift for the most part. So far.
Trade-off Switler.
So far. Yeah. We haven't gotten into Green Lantern though. My God, that book sucked this week.
Woo!
What?
Wow, that or Trinity was probably the worst book of the week for sure. So
I didn't get a chance to read Trinity.
You know, honestly, Kyle, you didn't miss much. Green Lantern, though,
But-
I will need the rest of the 2 hours for that piece
I
of
don't know
trash.
if I read Green Lantern.
Trash. Well, you better read it now while we're going over these books.
Shit.
Kyle's like, give me a minute.
Hold on. 5
It's
minutes.
nothing new. It's nothing new. So
The actual Green Lantern, not okay.
Alan Scott, Green Lantern.
Alan Scott. Okay.
yeah. So let's see. Like last week, what if you guys are new to the stream or if you guys missed last week's episode, what we ended up doing was because the books for this the books that came out this week by Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, Boom, you know, whatever it was, Aftershock, whatever books came out weren't really that great. We didn't really have much to say about them. So we said, you know what could we fill some of that time with? Let's talk about some of the books that we would personally choose, or some books that we have read in our past that we like absolutely love, or that maybe we want to revisit. So I had the guys choose a book each, and then I chose a book. And at the end of our 3 picks, we would discuss them, and then we would see who had the best pick of the week. Because yeah, like I said, these past few weeks have been utter garbage when it comes to modern books. So my pick this week was Space Bastards issue number 1. This does technically constitute as a like quote unquote modern book because it came out 2 years ago, 2021.
I think 3 years ago this issue 1 came out. I think. Because I think it's one of the first ones. Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of the first ones that Sean and I reviewed together. It's back when we started doing the reviews.
That's right.
And
Yeah,
we read
2021.
We were blown away by this damn book.
Yeah. Fear says, wait, y'all actually like things? Unsubscribe. Yeah.
Right.
Surprisingly, there are a few things that we enjoy. So but yeah, did you guys get a chance to read this one as well, or reread this one? Because I know you guys initially did reviews of this.
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance to reread it.
Cal, we've got the hardcovers here. We've got the deluxe hardcovers of these.
Hell yeah.
Signed by the creators.
Yep.
Yeah. I love the concept. It is a hysterical concept.
It's very well done. After rereading issue 1, I am, even for how fun it is and how wild it is and crazy it is. The only if you know, you know. But Yeah, I actually think how this is paced is perfect. And I think the story structure does a really good job of introducing the characters and also introducing the universe and the world because we're kind of living through this guy's eyes. He's like an accountant, he's got a boring day job, he gets laid off, and he gets, he finds a an ad through the television that he's watching to become a postman, to become a mailman. And he's like, sure, why not? I've already lost everything at this point. Why not? And he finds out that this is no average, ordinary mailing service, but that the mailmen can kill each other en route to delivering the package. And
yeah,
so
and the twist is like the more it's passed, the more the mail is passed on, the higher the dollar amount goes up.
the
return
higher
on
the
investment.
customer gets charged, and the more money you make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's totally effed up. Like the whole thing is totally effed up, which is like this, futuristic world. And for his first assignment, he gets set up with the manicorn or manicorns. And he says, "Follow me, shit dick."
This is like their Lobo. This was their Lobo, just having fun with it, and I love this guy.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: who wins in a fight, Lobo or manicorns?
Lobo. I'm taking Lobo.
Yeah,
I'm taking
I think
Lobo.
Lobo wins. But this is like it's almost got everything because once you're introduced to Manicorn, he then gives us the dialogue we need to hear as the reader to get immersed into not only the world but into this new job. Because the whole comic book series, all 9 issues of this, follows these mailmen, follows the corporation, follows all the underlings, follows all the different players. We get introduced to that one slime guy who's hilarious later on in the series because he's just obsessed with having sex.
Yeah.
He's just
is it
obsessed
Glorb?
with
Is his name like Glorb or something?
Yeah, something.
Glorb,
Yeah.
Clip
Check or
Glorb,
Short
who
Glorb,
knows?
yeah.
Yeah. And he's the best character in this whole thing. So
Oh yeah.
totally different change of pace for me because normally I like fairly serious, hopeful comic, like optimistic superhero comics, but this is like funny, cynical, brash. It's like I said, it's really hilarious. Like there are multiple times where I laugh out loud during this book.
But what's even funnier is that we interviewed the creators of this, and
That's right,
one of the co-creators is a therapist, one of the writers.
Yeah.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's cool.
We asked him like, how is this guy, like, if you're a therapist, how are you able to write this? He's like, well, sometimes you just got stuff you got to let out, and this was like his way to let that stuff out. It's like, oh, okay.
And you know what? I actually believe it because a lot of these characters, as wild and as crazy as they are, you can relate to them in a weird, outlandish way. Especially like this kind of protagonist, if you want to call him that. Because at the beginning of the book, you see him as this like, pathetic, laid off, good for nothing, just kind of wimpy. I guess I'll just, I need some money. I don't have a life anymore. His like wife leaves him. He's a cuck, But then by the end of issue 1, not even by the end of the series, issue 1, they make him into like a completely different person where he's like, I'm sorry, I need this. And anyone who gets in my way is getting trashed. He's lighting people on fire. He's, he's like kind of twisting and manufacturing Manicorn's like wristwatch to malfunction. The dude just completely is a different person by the end of this book, and it's so rad to watch his development. But like I said, you understand the rules of the universe, you understand the rules of the job, you get introduced to the main players, the main characters. And this is all in one issue, dude. So well done.
That runs the
Sharpton, right?
Yeah,
I think his name is Sharpton.
I love that guy.
Oh man, he doesn't give two F's about
I love
anything.
it. Some of these issues just, goddamn, they're so fucking funny. Like they are just so funny.
Yeah, there's like I said, super well done, and I am surprised that a book that doesn't take itself seriously and allows itself to joke and have fun and goof around. I'm surprised at how well, like, legitimately, actually well written it is. Um, because a lot of these books tend to be just like, oh, he said the F word. Isn't that funny? But this
Mhm.
actually legitimately is written well. The art is great. And it's just so damn fun. You just smile the entire time you're reading it. So,
Yeah.
so that's my pick. Did you guys have anything else to say? Was there anything that you guys feel like I may have missed?
Derek Robertson on the art.
Yeah, yeah.
No, this
Crushing it
definitely
on
feels
the
like a
art.
90s book. Like it's got a 90s vibe all the way through. If you said that this
Yeah.
was written, drawn and everything in like 95, it'd be like, yeah, probably, sure, I believe that. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
Mhm.
if you said if it was written by Garth Ennis, I would have
Yep.
absolutely believed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah,
has that
these
great
guys are
cynical
good.
take. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it
Mhm.
only gets better. Personally, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what's so wild about it is you read the first issue, it's action packed, it's heavy on story and characterization, it's fun, it's comedic, and you're thinking, man, what a great first issue, and it builds to issue
Mhm.
9. It continues to get better.
It's funnier.
Funny, like I said, introduced new characters. It's so well done. So,
It's great.
um,
Creators
yeah,
are the
no,
nicest guys. Like they really are. They are the nicest, coolest guys for sure.
they're
Yeah.
nice. They're super laid back, very authentic and genuine. They're just good. Like I would want to grab a beer with those guys.
Yeah,
Like
and
they
they're two
seem
guys you wouldn't
super chill.
think would write something like you would think a like Simon Bisley guy, like grizzled fucking like
Right.
biker guy, like fucking hard nosed guy.
Bodybuilder. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guy you wouldn't want to fuck with. Like, no, these two are the most mild mannered guys, and they're super
Yeah.
cool and very laid back. It's like, oh, you guys are kind of cool. You guys wrote this shit.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And
And I
now
think
I
he did
will
do a cover,
say,
didn't he? Oh,
Yeah, I think Bisley did it.
Bisley.
I
Oh
think.
yeah, Bisley. He
Yeah,
did a cover for you guys. I thought Comics Elite, didn't he?
oh, that was Frank Guzin who did that one.
yeah,
That's right. Okay, because I have that cover. I remember getting that from
me
you
too.
guys. So, um, I will say the last thing I'll say is that this is not for the faint of heart. If you are someone who currently enjoys modern Marvel and DC, don't read this book. You will
Mm,
be really upset by it. It will offend you. It will trigger you. It's everything that is not happening in current modern comics and everything that like is what people hate about, you know, what does he say here? You might want to grab a hanky to clean that off, sugar tits. That's one line from one of our main characters. It's it's totally off the rails in terms of like it doesn't care at all who it offends. It goes hard in the paint on any type of rhetoric or language or verbiage. It's wild all around, and yeah, like I
mm.
said, you will get offended if you read this and you're not ready for it. So
Yeah, get the hardcovers if they're out there. If you guys can find them, I think they have a website, but I highly recommend it. I have volumes 1 and volume 2. I think they came out with 3 and 4, but
yeah,
like, yeah, definitely pick up those hardcovers. They are awesome.
well worth it. And honestly, dude, I really don't hear a lot of people talking about it, which is
Yeah,
wild to
and
me.
that's what we were saying when Drew and Sean were reviewing it when we interviewed them. It's like nobody knows about this book, and everybody needs to know about this book.
Yes, yeah. Uh, produced by Humanoids Publishing. So it's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like I didn't even know that that existed, right?
Hmm.
So, Space Bastards #1. Gosh dang, man. It's so much damn fun. You can reread it anytime, anywhere, and it's still just as good. And it's great. So
Hmm.
it's also an anomaly because it came out, two or no, yeah, you're right, Drew, 3 years ago. So
Yep.
all right. shall we do Kyle or Drew next?
Well, mine's the exact opposite of that book.
Yeah, should we kind of ease into yours because yours is heavy?
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. Let's
Heavy.
ease
Yeah.
into his and let's
Yeah.
let's have fun with mine.
All
Yeah.
right. Now, Drew, in honor of going over this book, I actually pulled out my copy.
Ooh, he pulled it out.
Yeah,
Oh, you
Nice.
pulled it
pulled it
out.
out. I slapped it out on the table. Once
All right,
again,
good for you.
in Mylar. You got to put it in Mylar.
I have mine
Um,
somewhere. I didn't even look for mine.
I had the not for sale
Somewhere.
copy. It was a retailer edition copy.
Oh, that's
somewhere
cool.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, this
And I got
is.
onto this run.
Oh.
I gotta have it.
I think
Oh, okay. Very nice. I've never actually. So I've read the first few issues. I never read the full run, but man, dude, this is Finch at his finest. Mwah. Just
Yeah. So this is 2007. We're going back in time to 2007.
no.
This is
Okay.
David Finch. He had just done New Avengers, which he was doing with Brian Michael Bendis, which is like that was the flagship book at that time. And he was doing a few other Marvel things before then. He hadn't done anything else really in the mainstream. He had just come from Image at the Mark Silvestri studio and Top Cow. And so you go from New Avengers and you're like, what do you want to do next? Moon Knight. It's like, wait, what? Why Moon Knight? Because Moon Knight at this point in 2007, he had been in nothing since 1999. He had been in a couple miniseries in like 98, 99, nothing since then at all. And then he comes back with a vengeance, no pun intended, with this from TV writer Charlie Hudson and David Finch. You want to talk about the best jumping on point to a comic, in my opinion. This is it.
This is one of those books that should be a Top Cow book or an Image book, right? But it's a Marvel book. But like this image itself just looks so Top Cow Image, right? But
yes,
I'm blown away by the amount of scenery. And I know that sounds weird. It's like, Max, it's just buildings. No. It is so much more. It creates such an atmosphere. It almost looks like Gotham in a way.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that because, like I said, this is 2007 David Finch. He wasn't at DC yet. And in 2007, so when at the time I was there when this came out, I was buying them every week, or every month when this came out. Wizard Magazine had this series, like one of the best books out. And I remember meeting David Finch at that point and his wife. And I asked him, like, what does he want to do next after Moon Knight? She's like, Batman. He will not shut up about Batman. He wants to do Batman. And sure enough, yep, there you go. So this was like his springboard to DC and Batman.
It's a natural progression, man. I mean, after doing Moon Knight, it's a logical conclusion that you would then go to Batman. Because like this pose is Batman.
Yes.
Like, him holding the cape, flying down from the bat plane, but it's just for Marvel. So, but I mean, even the little escape ladders, those aren't 3D assets. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like these are
this is all hand
drawn. Even if it's referenced, and the angle of them too. He's not drawing these just at phase, like, straight up. He's having to angle it so there's speed, but he's having to angle it too so that we're looking at Moon Knight from the ground up. It's beautiful that the type of angle, like the structure of the image, the musculature, the physique.
It's not flat. It's not dull. It's boring. They're very dynamic angles. It makes you want to have fun and enjoy it. Unlike Marvel today, which everything is flat and boring.
I thought this was Marvel today. Weird.
What did you say?
I thought this was current Marvel. That's weird.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, funny guy. Funny guy.
But yeah, I mean, we all know Finch is like magnifique at his physiques. Like his stuff, him and Brett Booth draw some of the coolest action heroes ever. They're muscle bound, just absolute savages. complete, masculine body types and everything. So that's something you can always guarantee from a Finch or a Brett Booth or something like that. But you also get beautiful cape. You get incredible facial expressions, and each person looks completely different. Now, Drew, what did you think of the writing for this series? Because it is like you said. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This is what I get excited about, because the opening of this, it's the control of the dialogue. That's what's amazing about it. It's like you don't need James Tynan, Chris Claremont, Chip Zdarsky, purple prose. They're just going to beat you to death, where it's half the page. This shows control in dialogue and captions, where you're able to get across what you want in a select number of words, and you're going to let the art tell the story as well. And in my opinion, it is one of the best narratively told comics in dialogue and art. And the opening to this with the captions, it is one of my favorite all-time openings to a comic ever. I love it. It's just how he talks about the different heroes. They do this, do that. Then you got me. Someone's got to do the fun stuff. I love it.
That's kind of a question that a lot of comic readers have. They're like, why is Moon Knight he's useless? Like, what does he even do? Right? There's so many heroes in the Marvel universe. Like, what do these street level guys do? And so we get, that's somewhat addressed, where he's like, what is Spidey going to do? Daredevil? He can't, go all the way from Hell's Kitchen over to here. What's Spidey going to do? He's got his hands full with his B-list villains. He's kind of taking a jab at Spidey's villains. And, what about the X-Men? They're too tied up with Magneto. What about Avengers? Blah, blah. But like you said, it's controlled. It's worded simply. It's not empty platitudes of just like Tom King pretentious bullshit. It's succinct. It's controlled. It's a man who is on a mission, who knows exactly what he's there to do. And I also love his description of his costume. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, it is the best. It is one of the best lines ever in this comic. Love it.
Where is that page? Oh
yeah.
Yeah, dude. And the rain coming down too. Like, you can see the raindrops like scattered across the page. It looks so damn good. So let's see. Basically he's talking about his ship, his plane, whatever you want to call it, his uniform, everything. And he's like, some people don't get it, and some people do get it. But for me, I do this as a worship, like to worship my God, to worship Khonshu. The reason why my plane is this way, the reason why my uniform is this way, is all for a glorification of Khonshu, because I know that he has given me powers to be this hero. But when people ask him, why is your costume white though? They joke with him and they kid around with him and they say, won't they see you coming? You fight at night, so why are you wearing all white? And I think the exact text here, let me see if I can find it. I wear it so they'll see me coming, so they'll know who it is. Because when they see the white, it doesn't matter how good a target I am. Their hands shake so bad they couldn't hit the moon.
Fuck, yes, love it.
Oh, so damn good, man. So it's Marvel's Batman.
Yeah.
So the fun stuff. So this is the fun stuff for him. He loves it. Now the twist, because we get a twist here. By the way, is Moon Knight the one who has the heart cutesy wootsy bubbly wubbly funsy onesie bedsy wedsy? Or is he at his girlfriend's place? Because I think this is Moon Knight's bed.
No, that's his bed. That is his.
So there's a part of me
what we
that's
see
like,
here is that what we see here is that he had the life. He was busting ass. He was taking ass, and just doing that day in and day out. He had the life.
Yeah, he was eating ass too. But I mean,
yeah.
And again, over and over. And yeah, I will say I do love his heart-shaped bed. It's very cutesy wootsy.
I'm jealous.
I mean, it does look pretty comfy. If I get if she comes with the bed, all right, okay, fine. I'll
Or on it.
or yeah,
Oh.
I won't complain.
That's
I will
fair.
not complain. What was the other thing? Oh yeah. So here's the twist. Spoilers. If you guys want spoilers or don't want spoilers, just letting y'all know. Here is the twist
Mm.
that he is
Love
not
it.
actually a hero right now at
That's
this
Marvin
current
Marvel.
timeline.
A guy in a wheelchair.
Oh, deconstruction Marvel.
That's
Oh,
what
yep.
we need.
He's an
Yes.
alcoholic
Fuck
piece of
you,
shit.
white male piece of shit, bastard ass fuck. God, I love it.
See, but here's the thing, Kyle. This is what they did before it was cool, before it was a trope. They actually had it down right.
Did they though? I needed a black woman to come in and say, "You got to do better." And
Or
he's
she
like,
just takes the
"No,
mantle
you
from her.
need to do it because you're better than me. You've always had."
Yes. He like kneels down to her and he's like, Khonshu, bless this woman with my powers. I am
Sorry.
not worthy.
I'm privileged being in a wheelchair. Let me get
Yes.
out of
Yeah.
the wheelchair because that's too much privilege.
Oh man. Drew's just seething right now. He's just in the back, just fuming.
God, I can just rewrite this so much better. God damn it.
Oh,
a good
look at his
first draft.
gnarled legs though. Oh. Just ground down to freaking meat. You know when you get
Good.
the
And-
ground meat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
and we see what happened. We see the battle he went through, and
Yeah.
he just gets addicted to the pain. We see right here. We see the fall from grace, and just the loss.
He should be so lucky to be white. At least he can get the help he deserves with the opioids and the painkillers he gets.
Mm.
Anyone
should
can
only
get
be
those. What are
for-
you talking about?
Yep.
This is a great shot with the shadow and where the light is coming from, like through the window and everything, and just him pulling down the sheet, uncovering the statue of Khonshu, you know, revealing to us, like the reader, what it is that he truly wants is to be a hero again, is his superhero powers back.
Yeah.
But,
And if I were to do a Moon Knight series, if I were ever to do one, it would be something along these lines. We get back to basics with Moon Knight, get away from the disassociative identity disorder shit. We've had over a decade to 15 years of that crap. Let's just get back to basics with Moon Knight. We got to have him kicking ass again, and just being a former soldier of fortune, and it's something people can easily grasp.
yeah.
Yep. Him and his lover, Frenchie, are just out there just living it up.
Just oh, you know what? It could be like Mando and Grogu. You know? Did you ever watch Mandalorian? Never mind. Harley says he'd like to nominate me to do some reaction videos. You mean like what do you mean reaction? Harley, do you mean when like react channels when they do this, when they like literally have like a video to the side and they just watch the video and they go ha ha ha. Yeah,
that's good.
Oh wow,
that's good.
That's good.
Like the Nerd Crew. Yeah, the Nerd Crew.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Oh wow, it's Moon Knight, guys. It's Moon Knight.
It's a Moon Knight. It's a Moon Knight,
guys.
He did the thing. He said the thing.
He did the
He
thing.
said the thing.
He said
So
it.
Very cool.
very cool, Harley. So if you want me to do that, I will not chill and I will not change my channel to just do react videos, even though they get like 200 times the amount of views I get on my videos. React videos do surprisingly well. We're talking 100 to 200,000 views, easy on an average channel. Hundreds of thousands of views for reacts. So, which is frustrating, but oh well.
I'll do it.
Yeah, Kyle, you would gain more subs than me in 6 months than I have gained in 3 years. I guarantee. I'm not shitting you. I shit you not. You could do it.
I guys like everything's gay. That's stupid. That's lame.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
copyright struck, and I'd get
Yeah.
taken down. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have to be eating too, or I just have to show my chair. It's just my chair, and then nothing else, like Hassan. Gosh dang.
Fuck.
This would be cool. David Finch or Brett Booth on Daredevil. Oh, please, please, one of these days.
Both of
Brett
them.
That would be
Booth,
like-
yeah, Brett Booth on the
Ooh.
pencils, David Finch on the inks. Boom, done.
Yeah,
There we
you
go.
know what? I think I may agree with that because Finch likes to use these dark inks in these shadows.
And
Yeah.
ruin everything. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you should start
Hang
your
up
own
on this
channel,
loser.
and,
Hang up on this loser. Hang up
and then
on it.
you can do live streams, and we won't join you anymore.
Good.
You
You
do
hear
your
my
own
talking
live
Freddy?
Freddy doll.
Just me and talking
Yep.
Freddy.
You and talking Freddy. I would just sit in the chat, just chastising you the whole time. Shut up, loser.
Who you calling a psycho?
This is why I'm asking, not because I'm asking you to act like a live on stream. Well, what do you want to ask me, Harley? I'm open to criticism. I'm open to hearing people out. Like, are you talking about me reacting to comic books? I could do that, but I'm not going to do like the new trailer just dropped for a movie. I don't know if I can do that. So
Sure you can.
I mean, I could, but
Sell
then,
yourself.
yeah, I'd sell my soul to the YouTube gods. So
Yep. Hey, you want some of that OA? You want some of that OA, big boy? You want some real
Oh,
OA?
yeah.
You want some of that fake shit that you have? You want some real big boy
Yeah.
OA?
Oh, hey dog!
chilling.
I hear you want to get Jim Lee's first ever comic. I hear you want to get a Freddy action figure. You know
Yep.
how you can buy those with some YouTube ad revenue. You know how you
Hey,
get
Madam
that.
Web is right around the corner. All you
Madam
gotta do
Web,
is react
baby.
to it.
I missed my chance with the Marvels. That came and went.
Yeah.
I should have. You know.
You gotta strike
Oh,
where the iron's hot, my friend.
Yeah.
Now's
Shilling
the
ain't
time.
easy.
No, it's
Shilling
not.
ain't easy. Or not shilling, but also grifting. But
God,
yeah, maybe not grifting, but shilling.
Hey, I'm okay if they admit they're grifting. I'm fine with it.
That's
Just
true.
don't lie
And-
about it and say you're not. Like that's when it's like, okay, we all know you are.
That's true. The other thing too is like some of those are actually very entertaining, very cool.
Yeah.
So like some of them are very well made. Like Gary's stuff is extremely well made and is
Mhm.
actually well researched and documented.
Mhm.
There's other stuff that's like not well made, not well researched, but it's entertaining as hell to watch and it's just funny. And then there's the stuff that's shills and it's like, okay, this is terrible. But
And that's where I fall.
it would be funny for you to make a parody channel. I'd watch that.
I can't keep up that
You
shit.
could.
It would be very that
That would be
very
tough.
difficult to do.
That would be tough. You would
Very
you would have to get like a wig or a piercing or something that would distinguish you. Just to, not over the top. It would have to be just enough to where people wouldn't be able to be like, is he real? Is this real or not?
Yeah.
You know? Like maybe one nose piercing and then you'd wear like Mickey Mouse ears. I think that's just enough to be like, I'm normal enough, but not really. But I'm on the spectrum a little bit.
Fuck. Can't do it. I gotta take all this shit down and I gotta put up a bunch of crap. Like
Yeah.
how long it took me to put
People
all this
would-
crap up. It took a long
Yeah.
time, man.
But like people would watch your channel and they'd be like, yo, why do you have like really awesome art from Aaron Lopresti or like beautiful comics from
Exactly.
like, yeah. So
You know what real comic books are? Why are you talking about fucking Marvel Cat's history of meows or something? It's like I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, I can do that. I mean, that's
Mhm.
I don't actually need to shill for that because I truly believe in that comic. So like that is easy for me. So I don't need to
Mhm.
actually like put on a front for that. So
Mm.
Drew, do you have any last words for your pick this week? This was great, man. More than anything, I love the art. You know, of course, the art sticks out. But is there anything else you wanted to talk about the series or this issue in particular?
Yeah, I would say the first 6 issues or so are really good, but then after that, when Finch leaves, we get Miko Soyan on the interiors for a bit, which is good. But the story and the focus, it really kind of goes downhill, which is unfortunate because I feel like it kind of loses focus and it doesn't really know where it's going. Like, I really feel like after the first arc, there really wasn't a direction. It was just kind of going week by week by week what we're gonna do, and
that's a bummer.
yeah, it is because I was rereading it recently. I'm like, I'm not really picking up really a strong sense of like an ongoing series here. Like they have a long narrative, like going issue by issue. But the art is a strong part, absolutely. I want to say that if you want to see how you do an issue 1 right to lure new readers, Moon Knight #1. This is how you do it.
Love it. And does it hold any significance for you in terms of when you read it, or what it means, or is it just kind of like it's just my favorite Moon Knight book type of thing?
Well, as a writer, for me, it really shows you that it showed me that how much you can get across in the comic without having, your eyes are so purple from all the damn dialogue and prose. It's like, oh, I now have to read a fucking novel. We can let the art tell a lot of the story, and we can have some captions, not a lot. We can have some captions in here to tell some of the other story. It's not rocket surgery, and these guys figured it out. And you don't need James Tynion, you don't need Tom King, you don't need their novel level of writing to get in there. It shows a confidence in themselves to know, like, okay, I don't need to write this much. The art can tell a lot of the story too.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, it shows confidence, control, and discipline. That they can hold back, or the fact that they can get out exactly what they need to say in just a few sentences. Sometimes less is more. Actually, more times less is more. So, Drew, do you want to address this? Because I think this is a fair question for this run, 2006-ish. So before All New, All Marvel, or whatever that was called, right? So,
yeah, well before that. No, that there is none of. Well, there is a twist with the character. Kyle half jokingly brought it up earlier. There is a twist on one of the main characters. It's like, kind of a record scratcher. It's like, wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is. But it's not. It doesn't take away from the story at all, which is great.
Oh well, you lost our audience then. They don't want strong male character with masculine traits who's learning how to become a hero again. Nah. Boring.
You want to talk about a great scene? It's when he's arming up again. I think it's like the 6th issue. He goes back to the mansion. He's getting all his gear back on. It's awesome. I love it. But yeah, Taskmaster. I forgot. Yeah, I'll spoil it. Taskmaster is one of the big villains in this. And you want to talk about a character drawn badass by David Finch? Is Taskmaster.
Dude, I love Taskmaster, and he really does not get the praise that he deserves. His design is really cool, and his power set is amazing. So, that's cool. I'll have to read that Taskmaster run then, because I really like him in a lot of Avengers stuff. So, and that Avengers cover of Taskmaster, where it's like just him in the green background, another great book. You know what isn't a great book though? It's a little pretentious, a little out there. It's a little gothy. If you like emo chicks and you like The Cure, and you like Perks of Being a Wallflower, if you like
like Tim Burton. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, like Jack's Lament is like your anthem. Like every year you listen to, Jack Skellington. That's right up your alley.
You like those snooty French art house films in black and white?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Real art. Yeah.
That's what this is. So
hell yeah.
Whew, man. So full disclosure, I was not able to read the entire trade paperback. But I read the first and second story, I think it was. All joking aside, wow, I was very, very impressed with this book. It is beautiful in one of the most hauntingly weird ways I can imagine. And the
story behind it is more. Yeah. Do you know the story behind this?
Well, actually, so that's kind of what this talks about, right? The introduction here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, because
You-
James O'Barr, he had a girlfriend, he had a fiance who died in was killed by a drunk driver in like
Yeah.
early 1981 when he started, and then he started writing this as his way to deal with the loss of his fiance
Mm.
at the same
And,
time.
and another tie into this was that he, I guess at the point he had read a news article how in Detroit a couple was killed over a wedding ring being stolen for $20.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so he kind of tied both those in. But yeah, he even said, James O'Barr said, like, he never really got over it. He had a lot of anger, and he
Yeah.
was just he never he used it as a way to try to work it out, but he never did. It just got just a lot of anger.
Oh, and you almost like feel it coming through the pages of the book. Can
Yeah.
I read this? Are you guys cool if I read this real quick? I
No,
won't read
for
the whole
I was
thing.
because I was going to, but yeah, you go right
Oh,
ahead.
perfect.
You do
Okay.
it.
You effing do it. I don't want to do
It's my book, but you read it. It's my choice,
no.
but you read
You read it now. Well, okay, I'm gonna play a clip and then I'll let you read it because I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. But I forgot that this is I've had this clip for a while, and normally I'll use it for super chats. But to transition into what we're about to show you guys, let's do a little throwback and go back to this classic. Oh, damn. They really did a very good job. After reading this and looking at the film, damn, dude. They did a
Yeah.
really good job.
And he
Uh,
gave a lot of that money, James O'Barr, like when they did this movie, he gave a lot of that money away that he
really?
got for this. Yeah. Yeah, he
Wow.
donated a lot of it.
That's
Damn.
wild.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you read. I'm going to keep the image here while you're reading. I will be right back while you're kind of reading the intro of this, because I think you can't read the book without this intro about loneliness and the feeling of loss and stuff like that. I think it's really important. So
Yeah. So, like we said, this is a story that is tied to a lot of sadness, anger, depression, grief, loss, just everything. And this introduction um, is somebody's interpretation of what James was going through, because you get asked, especially about something like this, how did you get an idea? Where's your idea come from for this? And it's the $1 million question that I've asked a lot of creators, like, how did you come up with this character and how did you do this? And you kind of hear some bullshit answers. And this was written from somebody's point of view who was sitting there listening to James kind of talk about where this came from and his interpretation of where he thinks it's actually from. So I'll read this from the beginning. One day you're going to lose everything you have. Nothing will prepare you for that day. Not faith, not religion, nothing. When someone you love dies, you will know emptiness. You will know what it is to be completely and utterly alone. You will never forget, and you will never, ever forgive. The lonely do not usually speak as completely and intimately as James O'Barr does here in the book. So, if anything, at least take this lesson from The Crow. Think about what you have to lose. If you are someone who has nothing to lose, then you are already here, and your lesson is a much more difficult one. I've sat next to my friend James through many comic book conventions, and I've listened to his half-truth answers to questions like, where did you get the idea for The Crow? And why did you do this story? He would always say something about it being based on a true story, something he read in the newspaper about a young couple murdered in Detroit, or he would say something about the influences of great comic book artists like Will Eisner or Von Bode. Sometimes he would talk about all the inspirational musical influences from Joy Division and The Cure to Big Black, Pitch Shifter. So many stories and explanations, but only half of the whole story. James did this book because he died inside, but found he was still breathing. The crow comes from some lonely void far beyond pain, sorrow, and words. This book you're holding was a place for James to put all the rage and anger he felt at having someone he loved torn away. And it is an attempt to find order and justice where there is none. For some things, there is no forgiveness, absolutely none. That hard fact is impossible to learn to live with. The event, the split second of time that brought you to this lonely place cannot be forgiven. No matter how inevitable it was, it took away the future and it ended everything. Except for this, the emotional inertia of a relationship. That is forever, and it is all that you will have left. Learn to live with that. Influence it. Access it. James wrote a love letter called The Crow, the most beautiful love letter I have ever read, a dream, a vision, and a real place to recover something that was lost. And it's that
Yeah.
is, it's like, Jesus Christ, we haven't even opened up the fucking book yet.
Thank you for reading that, man, because I don't know if I would have been able to get through that without choking up a little bit. It's, gosh, nothing, like he said, nothing will ever prepare you for loss. You think you have it all figured out until something like this happens. And this book essentially showcases a man whose heart was torn out from him, and in the void of that, where his heart was, he took whatever loneliness and dark depth and depression and whatever it was that he had, and he put it out onto the page, and that's what we got with The Crow. It's a beautiful, beautiful, but like I said, haunting letter. And this is what I would. This is why I think sometimes it's tough to say that comics are not art, because this is an art piece. This is not just a comic, right? And I think people tend to go, comic books are for kids. And then you read something like this and you're like, oh my God, this should be in a museum somewhere,
Yeah.
How much does this graphic novel go for? How much does this issue go for? Do you know on eBay? Couple thousand, couple hundred?
The singles when they first appeared, yeah, they go for I think at least $1,000, if not less.
Yeah, a shitty copy of Crow #1 goes for $1,000 normally. Depends.
Yep.
on the
Caliber
grade.
Caliber Presents the very first appearance that goes for even more than that.
Yeah. So Caliber Presents. This is the very beginning of this graphic novel, this trade paperback. These first few issues, the couple of pages. This is in
one,
Caliber
right?
Presents. Yeah. This.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is in the film. This is a pretty good depiction of what they do in the film as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of the character names from some 1010, a lot of bad guys. Yeah, they're all in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they add to the tragedy to this series. I mean, right after this, Brandon Lee, star of The Crow, dies. It's like this property. I mean, two tragedies are tied to this, which is sad.
I think it's a tragic book. I think it's a tragic story. I mean, everything about this, you just kind of want to, turn down the lights and listen to The Cure for a little bit.
Well, and again,
it's a great soundtrack, not just The Cure.
Yeah,
it's a great soundtrack.
If you haven't felt something like this, like if you haven't gone through really any serious tragedy in your life, it's kind of hard to not see this as just melodrama. Like, okay, get over it, you whiny bitch. Like, just a guy.
Yeah, when you're a kid, I would say if you're like a teenager, early 20s, maybe. Most teenagers probably be like, "What is so mopey and whiny and all that? I don't get it." But like when you get older, like you're probably your latter 20s, your 30s, you really start experiencing life, and you start maybe experiencing death. And it's like it really holds more of a special spot in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know me
Yeah.
personally, like when I was reading some of it, I'm like, yeah, I felt this. I have definitely
Mhm.
felt that pain, that
Yeah.
that frustration, that all of this. Like when he was talking about it, James was quoted at one point saying every panel was just white hot rage when he was writing it.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
100% absolutely.
Mhm.
Like I 100% can attest to that, and I can see it. I felt it. I know exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
And there are times that I almost wish because for us, how do we express our pain? How do we express our depression? For someone like this, like an artist, they do so in their work. They can draw. For a writer, they write. For I don't know, like for me personally, I think the best way I do it is like in the gym. I try and exercise my demons and do all that stuff in the gym. But for people who may not have those outlets, I mean, I couldn't even imagine. It's difficult to think about, someone who's a creative, an artist, pouring their heart and their thoughts and their feelings onto these pages, to kind of exercise some of that stuff that they're dealing with. But like you said, you can feel it. You can feel the rage, you can feel the sadness, you can feel the emptiness or the loneliness.
Yeah.
But let me get to chapter 1 here. We'll just go through a brief moment of it. We won't do the whole thing because I think everyone has to read it. Even I have to read the rest of this. On my own time. But even the terminal, like this, never once felt pretentious. Like you said, I think at times someone who may have not gone through trauma or may not gone through loss or hardship, they may read this and go, it just seems a little dramatic or it seems a
Mhm.
little pretentious. I don't feel that way at all. I think it's extremely emotional and resonant, and it resonates with people. Um,
Mhm.
Let me see. Similarly to like Alan Moore's writing, I feel like I could analyze this word for word and try and figure out what he means.
Mhm.
Um, so gray and despairing, strong as steel, but collapsed inside. The crow laughs under a street light, a voodoo smile of one who lived and died and still yet lives. Like just that little snippet, you could probably rack your mind for an hour just trying to figure out like, what does that mean? It's
Mhm.
just, oh, so little stuff like that I was very pleased with the writing in this as well. So.
It was great.
Mhm.
And again, at that time, it's like you think about, I mean, Jesus, 1989, and he was writing it in 81. Like what was going on at the time and everything, especially with the indie scene in comics. It's like,
Mm.
damn, like seeing this shit now, like, does anybody have this ability
Yeah.
to do this shit? It's just like,
No,
Yeah,
no.
I really this is Kyle, you bring up a great point. Like I really truly believe young readers, young comic book readers now in their teens, early 20s, they need, if they have it, they need to check out a lot of these 80s black and white indie books like
Yeah.
The Crow or
Mhm.
Faust Love of the Damned or Dead
yep.
World or Grendel or The Tick, Cerebus, Nexus. They need to check these out to show you, to see what real talented people who didn't have the backing of a major corporation to do their
Mm.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was at a peak, like, especially in the US, like late 80s into early 90s. Like, this was like prosperity in the United States. Everybody was riding high on the hog. Everything was great. Like,
Economy is
yeah,
booming.
economy's booming. Everybody's, they were coming out of this, the Reagan era into, Bush. It's like, oh, everything's great. And, everything's wonderful. It's like, why is there a reason to feel all of this angst and anger and shit? And it's just like, there's an underground scene. There's not everything is so great and wonderful. And it's like, usually at that time, it's like, let's get some fucking counterculture in here and push this shit. And it's like, hits so much harder.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that a these profile shots of his face are so good. Do you think that in times of hardship, in actuality in life, do you think those times produce good creative arts and forms that we can enjoy, or do you think that good prosperous times create beautiful art? Because I remember reading something, or someone had said in a documentary that the reason why the horror film genre popped off in the 80s was because, or in the 70s and 80s or something like that, was because everyone hated the Reagan era and everyone felt oppressed by Reagan. And so they would, through their artwork of doing these horror films, they would then express that, that counterculture through that. But I disagree. I think that, because we're seeing that now in America right now. We are more divided than we've ever been. And look at our content. It's shit across the board, across movies and video games and books. It is abysmal. And we've never been in a less advantageous spot in this country. And the art replicates that. So do you guys, is there something to that? Do you guys think there's any significance between that or no?
I personally think I think that's externalizing. I really think it's more internal with the individual. I really think it comes down to the creator themselves, just the drive, the ambition, the hunger, the anger that they have to tell a story. I think that's what it really ultimately comes down to. I think those horror films, all the stories would have been told regardless of the economics or whatever. But yeah, I really think it just comes down to the person and what they want to tell. And I really, for me, Born of Blood 5, that to me, that was the most emotional one for me, because I was pissed when I wrote that one. And so I think a lot of people are like, it got different in this one. But yeah, I was fucking pissed when I wrote this one. And so it comes down to the drive and ambition within the person, I think, to tell the story.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good answer, and fear does bring up a good point. There is still good shit out there. It's just way harder to find. You have to be very intentional. You have to be very, you have to go out of your way. And I think that's what what we've been doing the past, this week and last week. We've had to intentionally go out of our way to go, all right, this week's book sucked, but let's go find the books that we remember reading, or books that we can, look to be like, man, this was really good.
Yeah, or else you're going to have a convention panel where no one's at your convention show panel because your writing sucks ass.
I think he was joke. I definitely think that's a troll, but if it's not, my God, man, come on. There's no way.
Hilarious.
So, but yeah. Kyle, do you have anything to say about that? If not, give us the significance about this book to you, and then some of your favorite moments, and then we'll move on to some modern stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's just a simple answer of, well, it's just one thing. It's, hard times create hard men. It's soft times create soft. It's like there are so many differences in our world from when Wes Craven was writing A Nightmare on Elm Street to 2024. It's like, well, look at everything that's been going. It's like there's just so much. The internet has changed everything. It's like, you think about how our world is shaped different. It's just, yeah, it's very difficult to pinpoint. It's because of one thing that's what's shaping all of our stories now, and why our times now, why we can't get this gritty stuff. I think it's out there. It's just harder to find.
And yeah, you could also say that, like, that even though the country is divided, we've never had it easier.
Right.
Like there are young men and women who don't understand what actual conflict is, or suffering, or sacrifice. They'll never be in a war. They'll never have served their country. They'll never have done a hard day's work with their hands, or with their, physically. A lot of these kids,
we live in an age where kids are sympathizing with Osama bin Laden. That's what we're living with right now.
Yeah, because they don't understand what hard times are, and so they're living through this like utopia almost. And so they think they have it really bad, and that's why we get stories in comic books recently that's just been like, the hardest thing these superheroes can fight is like bigotry. And it's
Or
like
the barista giving them the wrong coffee order.
or toxic masculinity. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like these are bad things, but this is lower on the rung of like super heroics, I guess. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Kyle. But yeah,
No.
I just that kind of came up into my head that
Mm-hmm.
some people would say this is the hardest time we've ever been in, and some people would say actually this is the easiest fucking time we've ever. You know what I mean? Like this is
Most
as easy as it can
prosperous,
get.
for damn
Oh,
sure.
absolutely, yeah.
We have
Most
access to
convenient.
literally everything. You have unlimited access to anything you want at any time you want. Why
Like
the fuck
that.
do I need to be creative? Why do I have to be creative?
Yeah.
I don't have to. I'll
Yeah.
just look at literally anything else and have what everybody else has done and say, yep, do that too. Like I agree with
Mhm.
whatever this person did.
Right.
So as opposed to these guys back then had no fucking clue what anybody was doing. I'm just gonna tell my fucking story. Just get it
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there. I don't
Yeah, isn't
care.
that great? Yeah.
Somebody else could have been doing a crow story too. I'd have no fucking
Right.
clue.
And this
Yeah.
dude just with raw power and emotion and like I said, willpower and like just raw
Anger.
everything, anger, just threw up on these pages what he was feeling. And he didn't know he wasn't on Twitter. He
Right.
didn't
He
know what
wasn't
was
doing
going on with
TikTok
other people.
videos about
Yeah.
how he was feeling.
No, I'm
He
sure
was living in that moment.
Yeah, at his studio,
Yeah.
he was in his studio, probably with a radio, maybe by his drawing board, smoking a cigarette, working on
Yeah.
pages. I
Yeah.
guarantee that's all he was doing
Yeah.
day in, day out.
Yeah.
Dude, I would give my left nut to go back to 86 and be an illustrator for one of the big two, maybe not even big two, just be a comic illustrator and be like in a bullpen somewhere with a cigarette, rolled up sleeves with my drawing board and just sketching something out, just listening to some radio or some 80s music and like 86 to 88. Oh, could you imagine? That would be so freaking fun.
So awesome.
Cup of
That's the
coffee
dream.
next to me, just getting after it.
Someone berating you. I need these fucking pages by tonight, you piece of shit, or you're fucking fired.
Yeah.
As opposed to now where it's like, I don't have to do a goddamn thing, and you can't fire me, you piece of shit. So I'm not going to do anything.
Yep.
And we don't need editors. I'm perfect. Fuck you. It's like, okay.
Or
right.
they're like, oh, these pages are due tomorrow night. I'll just fucking put something here. I don't really care. This is just I don't give two F's about this book. I don't really have any passion for it. Here, I'll draw Wolverine and Beast on the cover of this cover. No one will notice. No one cares. And
It's
then,
a troll. Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
Actually.
it's oh yeah. Key Comic Collector says, oh, it's actually trolling, the other. It's like BS, dude. There's absolutely no way. And everyone knows it. So yeah. But yeah, we'll kind of end with this. Kyle, any last thoughts in terms of like this book's significance for you when you first read it? When did you first read it? And then why you chose it for this week?
No, it's funny. I first read it a long time ago. I'd say 10, 15 years ago ish. And it hit differently, after, we went through some personal tragedy and stuff. Because I reread it not too long ago, and I'm like, I fucking felt this shit. Like going through it now, I'm like, this. I love the movie. The movie's great, but it's like you can't get this emotion. It's really difficult to do in 90 minutes or 2 hours. It's just, because you have to let some of this stuff breathe, and it's very deep. It's very heavy, and there's some scenes, like especially towards the end, where it's like it's a character that he gets no joy out of doing this either. He's getting revenge on these guys for taking away everything in his life and taking away his life, and then he's going to get revenge, and it's like he gets no comfort or joy, anything from this. And it's like, and if you've experienced loss, you'll understand eventually that nothing will ever make it go away.
Mhm.
Like, it'll always be there, no matter what. You could get revenge on this. You can be angry. You could scream, yell. You could ask God why it's not fair. Why me? But in the end, it's like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Life sucks. You gotta, it is what it is, sort of
Yeah.
thing. And, but yeah,
It
this, by the time at the end, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like,
yeah. It almost becomes a part of you at that
yeah,
point. Like the pain, what the suffering, whatever it is that you're feeling, it becomes a part of you from that point. And then from that point in your life onward, you carry that with you everywhere. And that's
yeah.
just something that you do now. And
Hmm.
that's kind of what the crow is going through. It's like he's lost such a significant part of his life that he's going, he's this avenging angel, coming to take revenge on these guys. But while he's doing it, he will never be the same,
No, it's
because
not
of what
like,
happened. So
yes, all right, one more down. Okay, three more to go. Then I'm
right,
I'm finally gonna, get that, weight off my back and I can finally, be like, okay, I did it. I feel great. It's like
right.
there really isn't a happy ending to this. I get
Hmm.
really
No,
at all.
and he knows he's on borrowed time.
Yep.
I will say though, to kind of lighten the mood just a little bit, the crow does like cats, and he does own a cat. So I'd
Well,
say
he also
But
doesn't
if
based.
you
know the
watch the
sex
film,
of that cat.
I'd say
if
he's
you watch
pretty
the film, that
based.
cat scratches him. So that's a
Yep.
pretty evil cat.
Oh, that's the film. Where this is the original text here, my man. And it
He
seems
doesn't know
like
the
they're on
sex of
pretty
that
good
cat. That's
terms.
how much he doesn't care about that cat at one point.
I don't know. Look at this. He's seems like they're pretty good friends. So I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know. He seems pretty base to me. He's hanging with the cat. I like it. I'm liking
The
it.
dead inside acknowledges the dead inside. That's all I gotta say.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I see. Very well. Anything else before we move on? Thank you for this recommendation, man. This was beautiful. Seriously, like a work of art. So
Yeah. No, I'm happy to I think everyone should probably read it. Now, you may not everyone will get something different out of it. Some people may
yeah.
just be like, all right, this is too melodrama for me. And I get it. I trust me, I understand because there's a lot of it that's really heavy and it's just like,
Hmm.
okay. Like you have to take a lot of breaks when you read this thing. But
Yeah,
um I would say give it a shot because there's a lot to unpack in there.
for sure. What's sad is that books like this that are so beautifully done. I wish everyone could get a copy, right?
Mhm.
And it's tough with the rights and publishing and how to do different graphic novels and trade paperbacks and single issues and whatnot. I, I wish that people could get their hands on something like this because we're able to read this digitally, and not everyone wants to do it through this way, and that's totally fine. And I find it's sad because I would easily give my money to a trade paperback that re-released all these issues and reprinted all this stuff, and yeah, I just wish more people had more opportunities to read these comics because you know this stuff exists, and people really have no idea how to get their hands on it. So
Yeah, you could
Well, yeah,
find a
and
trade on eBay
they're
for
not cheap.
40, $50.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're not cheap,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, that's like, I guess you could buy it on Kindle, or what is that? Comixology. Maybe they'll have a digital copy there, but it's like the Comixology you know, user interface is garbage. You cannot physically read comic books on that thing. It is
I
impossible.
thought they shut it down. I thought it was completely
Oh,
done.
maybe they did. You know what? You're probably
Yeah.
right. They probably did shut it down. So, because it was that unusable. All right. Well, let me go back to our lovely, beautiful faces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put chickens in the chat here real quick and ask all y'all. Let's go to the chat, and I'm going to ask you guys. Hold on, can we do this? How can I do this? Sorry, give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to remember how I Oh, it's because it's on. That's why. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna. I promise I've done this before. I promise.
Oh, good thing we're not live.
Yeah, this is not our first rodeo.
Embarrassing.
Hey, chickens in the chat. But essentially, I am going to try and put the poll in the chat because what I would like to hear from you guys is which one of the three of us wins or had the best book, I guess I should say this week.
Oh,
So, because I don't know. Dare I say that The Crow is probably the best this week?
What do you
Drew,
mean by
which
best?
book did-
Again, what do we mean by best?
Like
Yeah,
I
like I
have
said,
more fun reading Space Bastards.
oh, of course,
well,
of course.
yeah. You know, it's like I because for the Crow, like that was the whole trade. You know, if we're I did single issues. You know, when it comes to single issues, if we're gonna base it solely on that, I got to go with Moon Knight. I'm
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah. As far as single issues go, I'll go with that.
Now it is your pick though, so which I mean, I guess
Yeah.
granted you can do that. So
Yes, and I'm right. But yeah.
who? Oops, I typed in ho. Who had the best
Oh,
Who to
book
ho?
this week? Kyle, not Kevin. Or you know what? No, I'll put the books themselves. So I'll say The Crow.
there you go.
I'll say Moon Knigget. And you got to be careful with how you say that because that could come out wrong. And then the last one will be Space Bastardos. Yeah. All right, chat. That's all you guys. Give us your thoughts. Which one do you guys like the best this week? Space Bastards, Moon Knight, or The Crow? So yes, it is much more apples and oranges, but this is similar to last week because I remember enjoying the Elseworlds story a lot, but like I had more fun reading the Elseworld story, but I thought Punisher was better written. So it's
Right.
kind of like, well, I don't
That's
know.
why we need a better, like, what's better? Like, what's the best? Like, what would you want to reread again? I don't know. We got to have better critiquing because it's just, well, what's the best? It's like, well, I'm obviously going to vote for mine every time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I see that Drew has utilized his 3 different YouTube accounts to vote Moon Knight up. So he's currently winning right now with 40%. So Drew is using all his sock puppet accounts to make sure Moon Knight wins. That would be the underdog win of the night. I think, but maybe people just don't understand art, Kyle. They don't understand it.
They don't understand pain.
Yes, feel my emotional weight.
Mm-hmm.
Curzon's going Space Bastards. That's one for me, baby. Let's go. Dominic Mason says Drew. Oh boy.
Yo.
So we're kind of split. We've got Crow, Space Bastards, Moon Knight. I don't know. It's close in the chat, but on the poll itself, Moon Knight is winning handsomely, 46% right now. So, man,
You're welcome.
Drew, you might take it. Well, let's get into then some of these modern books, which it's so difficult to go from like greatness to then now this. It's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Wait, we had books this week? Fuck.
I know, right? Oh, we read some of these pieces of trash. So we do only have 30 minutes before we gotta head out to the member stream, but maybe we can get some leeway here if a book is really good or really bad. World's Finest. I did not read this. I looked at the Batmite first thing and I was like, nope, Not reading it.
That's going to be the ongoing. So if you don't like that, then you're not going to like where it's going.
Really? They're gonna stick with the Might series, the Bat Might and Super
Yep.
Might.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
No wonder this is the lowest score I've seen World's Finest ever.
Every story in this was bad.
Well, not just that, it was different creators were working on this, and you had Christopher Can't Write Well do a Challengers of the Unknown story. It's like, no, keep this bastard away from here.
Damn. So, do you guys remember when anthologies, or sorry, not anthologies, annals were like the big event? So, like, annuals used to be where you would get your top tier talent, your top tier writer and artist with, you know, a great editor that had been working on this for the past 6 months to just release a banger of a story. Isn't that what I've always thought annuals were that? And now they've turned
in the 90s,
into
they were that was where you had the events like Atlantis Attacks or whatever else, and Days of Future Present. They were all across the annuals, and nope, not anymore.
Now let's figure out. Let's just peddle in some bullshit and get this fake writer or something to do so they feel proud of themselves. And yeah, here's 10 pages. Have fun. This has been sitting in a drawer.
Exactly, dude. I saw that this was an anthology series, and I was like, no way am I reading this. Get out of town with the Batmite who laughs. Yeah, that's DC just being like, get fucked, readers.
Classic.
Get absolutely baited.
Hey, everyone loves Batman who laughed. You knock it off.
Oh man. So this was a meh or a skip it?
Skip it.
Skip it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm saying it's a skip it, and I didn't even read it, which I guess it's not credible for me to say, but oh well.
Correct.
Come on, everybody, skip it.
Chill.
This was amazing.
This wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was good.
No,
yeah,
it was fine, but I have.
It's not a Wolverine book; it's a Sabretooth book.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but is it relatively fun? Yeah.
Yes, I'll say this. I want Sabretooth to kill everybody. Like,
I want Wolverine to kill all the Sabreteethuses.
Well, yes, that too. But like all the Sabreteeths needs to kill like Laura and all of the whiny mutants.
Oh yeah. Not Wolverine. Yes.
Laura has it coming. Laura's had it coming for a long time.
But like Wolvie needs to just absolutely slaughter.
Which is what he should have. These panels, when he said, I'm going to kill everybody, like, I'm going to fucking kill all of you. It's like,
he should have gone into a berserker rage. Yeah, right here. This would be the perfect time.
Kind of. This should have been like a double splash page when they fucking string his ass up. Like
when he gets hung up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, see, yeah, like I want all these Sabretooth ceases to just kill everyone in this place.
Yeah.
You know, art is good.
Yeah, art is
really
good.
This is cool. That's your double splash page. Like that should have been a double splash page. Him hung up, like it's like holy shit, that's but no.
It's cool. I like that they use Omega Red's tentacles. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's where it doesn't make sense. If he rips his meat off, his arms off.
Stop it.
I'm thinking
don't
like a logical person here.
No.
He would have a skeleton there. He doesn't have a hand. Nothing is regenerating. So if is he taking his adamantium skeleton off, or is he taking the meat around the skeleton off? You get what I'm saying?
The answer is yes.
Both. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
You guys are supposed to be the ones who say that this sucks with me. All right.
Adamantium cuts that easily. Everyone knows that. Come on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, look
Drew,
at that.
not you. They didn't get you too, Drew. Come on.
What? That's fantastic. That's good.
He's walking around with stumps for feet. Hold on. Let me see. Look, he's got
look at that. That's
stumps
awesome.
there.
Yeah.
He's got no hands with just
Yeah.
blades.
Look at that
He didn't have
badass.
a head.
Like, come on. The book would have been fine if they just gave him the adamantium bones and the flesh was beginning to heal around it. But right now, it looks like he tore off only half of his tibia and fibia,
Yeah.
and then
It's growing back.
No, but that doesn't make sense because how is he able to rip adamantium bone?
Because he's
You
a
have to
clone.
ask
He
yourself
has
logical
adamantium
questions.
claws
Because,
to rip
well,
the
because
adamantium bones.
he's not the real Wolverine. We gotta remember at this point, he's been killed who knows how many times in
Oh,
Krakoa.
Jesus.
They've been regrowing him with all the adamantium too. So this is kind of like a very weak version of that metal.
Listen, all I'll say is if you have an issue with ISOM, you should for sure as hell have an issue with Wolverine, okay?
I'm completely okay with Wolverine being Wolverine.
Wow.
This makes sense.
Wow. All right. All right.
This is a recommend.
Oh, I'd give it a meh at best.
Well, for those of us who read it and understood it, it's an easy roll. Easy
because
recommend.
it's so deep, right? Yeah, just emotionally resonates with you. Yeah.
Yep, I felt it. I felt those adamantium claws just.
Kyle felt it deep inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where this is the quote of the night. Whenever we get detractors, or critics, guys, it's superheroes, so like don't think about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
shut up.
yeah.
Well, would you have
Logic
on your bones?
Logic is for pussies. Yeah.
It's just a dumb comic book. Why do you even care so much? Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna give this a meh. Drew, what are you giving this?
I'll give it a recommend. I'll
What?
give it that.
See?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a
Have fun for the rest
recommend.
of the stream, guys. You can't be serious. We're giving this book a recommend. I'm 2-1 on my own stream.
Yeah,
Hey.
I gotta recommend it. I
gotta
this
be
is a fun
honest.
read.
I'm honest all the time. This was fun. This was much better than the
Oh.
last issue.
It was better than the last issue, but it's still not great.
I didn't
No,
say
it's not
great.
great,
It's
but
recommendable though.
It's dumb fun. It's like a Michael
Yeah.
Bay movie. It's dumb fun.
Michael
This is a
Bay has
solid
more
B
talent.
movie. Like, yeah, this is a fun, stupid B movie. I love it.
All right.
Okay, you know what? You know what?
okay,
It's a Taylor Swift song. It's dumb fun. There you go.
But fun and well written.
But fun.
Which is what this is.
Don't say well written. Don't say well written. I'll say dumb fun, but not well written. All right. You heard it here first, chat. Let it be known that these guys like stumpy Wolverine walking around on his stumpy legs.
Yeah.
Because that makes total sense.
Hey, shake it off.
Shake. Isn't that a Taylor Swift song? Is that what you're trying to do here?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want some bad blood. All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got? What do we got next here? So that was Wolverine. The next one, I read
Avengers
Oh, did you
Twilight.
get-
And I read
No,
Incredible Hulk.
no.
Incredible Hulk was good.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good score. I mean,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun.
it's been solid.
Yeah,
What was? Did you guys actually get Ghost Rider in the book?
Yes.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Okay.
Hulk's
bait and
fighting like an
switch.
inner demon who's trying to take him over. The actual Hulk persona, like it's great. It's fun.
Oh, okay.
Art's great.
Oh yeah, I can always bet on the art being really good in this. So,
Mhm.
but hell
Yeah,
yeah!
next
All right.
time.
Well, I don't know. I was about to say I trust you guys, but after Wolverine, I don't know if I can trust y'all anymore.
You don't know how to have fun.
Okay. But this was a recommend then for both of you guys.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Of our final judge. Thumbs up, average.
I'm surprised. Maybe you guys were just more forgiving this week. What about Avengers? What about Avengers Twilight?
Well, this is dog shit.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah, it's a piece of shit. I read it last weekend. Then I'm like, this is a piece of shit.
Ooh.
It is trying to be something it will never be. It's just so fucking stupid.
Is it another one of those pretentious
Dark Knight
prose,
Returns.
wordy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Chip Zdarsky, who has his head up his ass, thinking he's Frank Miller doing Dark Knight Returns. It doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. The Avengers Twilight, King Spawn, World
World-
333.
World
Who
3?
the fuck is still
World
reading
3?
that book? I don't know. Who's still reading that book. Slash, who gives a shit? I don't know.
Number 7, King Spawn.
King Spawn is him still just walking towards the throne.
Walking and talking with his wife.
Still.
That's all it is.
Oh, because didn't that happen in Spawn, in the last Spawn book?
Yeah,
Something happened in Spawn where this
Spawn,
felt
yeah, Spawn was
Oh.
good. Yeah.
yeah, this was like
yeah.
a prelude to that. Like this should have come out before the Spawn issue.
Yeah, so should a Gunslinger next week. Well,
Yes.
we'll say that for later. Sorry, we'll say
Yes.
Well, let's get right into Duke then, because
Puke?
this I
Puke?
actually God, watch it.
You take it
if
easy
you
on this, I
recommend
swear to God.
Wolverine,
Don't start with me right now. I'm not in the mood.
and you I'm not in the mood. Well, you better
Shut
get
your
in
mouth,
the
you're talking
mood.
to me.
Yeah, you're not in the mood. Well, you better get in the mood. I want details. Or what is it?
Right
Yeah,
now.
when they're yeah, no, I mean, like I said before, I've never really been a GI Joe guy, but man, this Skybound universe is really wanting me, like it's really getting me invested in the GI Joe universe, which is a lot of fun. But rock and roll is the best thing about this issue. I don't know if you guys feel the
Yeah.
same way, but
Oh yeah.
Total Chad. He is an absolute Chad. I love it.
Yeah.
absolutely based Chad.
Yeah.
Love that he forgets her name.
It's so
Yep.
good.
Oh man.
Mulva.
Mulva? Dolores. Yeah. And then because later he does remember her name at some point.
Yep.
I love it. Yeah.
The imminent threat waiting in
There he
the
is.
wings.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Great shot.
But I loved the setup to rock and roll, because you're like, oh, what's this? You know, you see the speaker and
Yeah.
you see him putting the headphones on, and you see like, oh my God, that's a lot of rounds.
Mhm.
And the introduction. Let's make some noise, baby. Jacked out of his mind, you know, just carrying a not a 50 cal, but like a 290 or
I
a
say it looks like a
It looks
saw.
like a
248.
290. It's a
Yeah.
he's just carrying a saw. It looks like a 290. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's carrying.
So but yeah, because they're all trying to go after Duke, and they plan it perfectly so that what's his name? Shoot. I'm blanking on the sniper's name now.
Guy.
Yes, Guy.
Yeah.
I want to say Slider, but that's not it.
Think of any American gladiator name.
Stealth guy, stealthy,
Laser.
Blazer, Taser, Michelle. Yeah, we'll say he's Michelle. No, I genuinely had a lot of fun with this, and at the end, ooh.
Now I don't know
Perhaps
if you
we
guys
can come
picked
to
this
an
up. I read this twice, and so if you go back up a couple, 2 pages,
Mm-hmm.
up one, up another one. So here I noticed the colors in which they're doing this. Like this has kind of got like an orangish, some of the like an orangish kind of reddish color palette going on. Then if you scroll down to a couple pages, got some red here.
Mm-hmm.
You got some white, and then you got some blue. You've noticed the red, white, and blue kind of color motif going on there. I was like, I don't know. I could be kind of conspiratorial, but I kind of see the red, white, and blue American flag colors going on there a little bit.
You may be onto something.
Potentially.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely invoking a certain type of mood because once we get down, down below, it's going to be darker, there's going to be more cool colors. Like the color palette
We're
is
in a
going to be
cell.
more blue, shading and stuff. Um, but I could see maybe a little bit of that motif.
I don't know.
That's pretty cool though. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I like this issue better than the first one. So
Me too.
but that's just me.
I did
Oh,
too.
okay, cool. Yes, ref guy.
I'm not your buddy. I'm your guy.
Yeah.
Guy, buddy. So well deserved 96. I think we can all give it a recommend.
Pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Oh well. Okay. All right. Pick of the week.
Of our final judge, thumbs up average.
That is you know what? Now that I'm looking at all the books, I think that was probably mine as well.
I have a
Definitely
close
mine.
second. There's a DC book I have. It's a close second, but there's a certain character in there in that book that keeps me from having it as a.
Trinity. I know what you're talking about, Drew. That's fair. I could see Trinity being your number
close.
2.
Close.
You know what my number 2 was? Right here. This book was this series was so damn good.
I thought this ending was kind of lackluster and kind of gay. But
The hell you
Everything's
say?
made up. That everything is made up and the points don't matter.
well,
Everything
kind
is just
of.
wrapped up in a neat little package.
Literally within
Yeah.
like a page, he punches the bad guy. And it's like, and the end. Like, wait, that was it? That's all it took. Come on.
I just remember this page from issue 3, and it's like, dude, come on. He's like in a saw trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh,
Insane.
there's no way he's getting out of this. How is he going to fight this evil baddie that's worse than Mysterio? It's not Mysterio. It's like, I'm just going to punch you in the end. It's like,
No,
oh,
there's
that was
way
it?
more development
Uh,
because they're fighting off cyborg, robot, goat, satanic beings, and then Spider-Man runs into this guy. I forget his name.
Spider side.
Yeah. But yeah, issue 4. I was very pleased. I was very surprised, and you kind of see how evil Jackal is towards the end of this. Great page, great art.
And he's like,
Yeah,
hey, I have
love
this device that'll get you out of here. And here it is, the goober. And the goober is gone. And now you're fine again. And go punch this guy. And the end.
Hey, if he only has 4 issues, and in order to kind of help with his brainwaves, and he just presses a button and does the doodad, I'm fine. If he has a little MacGuffin, I'm fine with that. But I mean, if you can't like this, but you're cool with Wolverine stumpies with no adamantium bones,
Yeah.
come on. At least
Because he had to
stay
work
consistent
to
with
get
your-
out of that trap. This was just, hey, I'm going to get you out of this because I wrote myself into a fucking trap that I really can't get myself out of. How's he going to win this? Oh, don't worry. This guy will show up and save the day, and Spider-Man doesn't do anything. It's like, come on.
I'll give you this. I think Rec Rap here or Spider Side, whichever one, they're both the same thing.
Yeah.
I think he got away with it too easily because he was like, now I finally have you and I finally get to kill you, but I'm not. And I was like, really? I figure you would want to kill him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was my only hesitancy. But like I said, it's 4 issues.
This comic, I actually liked Spider Side. This is the very first time I actually enjoyed reading about him.
Yeah.
Because he was, barely in it. And I'm like, perfect. That's the only amount of time you need.
Yep.
And I did like how he was drawn. The art in this is fantastic. Like, that is
Yeah.
creepy. But it's like, I'm just going to punch you until I win. And then that's it.
I don't know. I don't think it needed to be a big fight because
No,
all
plus
of
he's
this
an old
was
man.
yeah. But all this was psychological that was what we wanted to see, was the psychology behind this. And plus, you might think, oh, well, that was lame, because Spider-Man just won easily, right? But the lasting impression that Jackal has on
Stop
Peter
it.
will
Stop.
be there
Love it.
forever.
I
Look,
love it.
Stop.
look,
Yes.
Stop.
I don't
Love it.
know.
Kyle,
God, that is so
Kyle,
fucking stupid.
Kyle, no, it's not. No, it is not, Kyle.
Speaking of Nightmare on Elm Street, that is the equivalent of Freddy grabbing a doll at the end of the movie and pulling her through the fucking door.
Yeah.
That was dumb. This
That
is
is
okay.
this. That is
I'm
this.
okay with this.
That is
yeah.
every Nightmare on Elm Street ending. Come on.
It
Stop
is. It is. That's fair.
It's stupid.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's lame. Could do
No, it's-
something different.
What, you want to see him like in the sunset, like he's looking up there in the sky, and that's you don't see him touching in the building, or what?
No, I want to see him still stuck into this like forever ending loop of I can't get out of this fucking nightmare that I'm stuck in.
Well, you don't know. Maybe he is. You don't know. He says that, or am I? You don't. Maybe he is, Kyle.
You can't
Is
have an
he still
ambiguous
trapped in
ending.
the
Make
dream?
an ending. An
It is
ending,
an
not
ambiguous
ambiguous.
ending, Kyle. It is an ambiguous ending. You don't know.
No, that's stupid. It doesn't need to be ambiguous.
no.
Definitive.
It works.
An ending.
No, you don't need that. You don't have to.
Stop it. Yes.
I think that is the ending, is that now Peter has to go throughout life living, always doubting and questioning himself, living through this like, will I ever lose my powers again? Or will
he
I
already
ever
does that. He doesn't need anybody else to do that for him.
I don't know. He's never been this scared before though. This was like a nightmare for him. He's scared of letting other people down.
But he
he's
beats
scared
it
of
at the end. He's like, "No, you don't scare me anymore. You're not real. I'm going to use the power of light to beat you, Freddy Krueger." And he beats him up.
Interesting. Well, I still think this was probably my number 2 of the week. If it came
It
down
probably
to
is
it.
my number 2 of the week because it's a total shit. Okay.
A bad week. Yeah.
In all honesty, no. This is as far as 4 issues from that writer. It is very fun. The art was fan-fucking-tastic throughout.
Those first issues on the train are some of the best Spider-Man stuff I've seen in years.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Very toast orbs.
Yeah, you could say that. It was a dream all along. He wakes up in a psych ward. Oh, and it's like, oh,
Or
okay.
was it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't, but maybe it was. We'll find out or not. I don't know.
That's what's great. I love that. I love endings
It
like
is so
that. That's great.
stupid. No.
You're so stupid. All right. Well, that would have been my second recommend for the week, or my number 2 for the week, and another recommend though. What was
Batman Jerk
you
Off
guys?
World.
Yeah,
Oh.
Batman Offworld. Yeah.
You guys didn't like Offworld?
Batman
No,
Jerk
we're
Off
okay.
World? Good.
Yeah, no, Batman Offworld is really good. Just the one problem I have is that female character in this. She is an absolute, biatch. Biatch beyond the stars. Biatch.
Oof.
Yeah, she's like, get rid of her. But Jason Aaron, you can't. But this was good. The art in this is really good.
I
Joe Yankee
unfortunately
is
do
so
not.
amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I have been, gypped by Jason Aaron on Punisher, that it's taken me. I've been hesitant to read this one. So, but people keep saying really great things about it. The art looks beautiful. So I need to read like 1, 2, and 3 in it like a sitting, and actually see if I like this, because this is definitely something I would be interested in. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I got to get 3 right now on Batman Offworld, and I'm legitimately shocked.
Hey, and you know what? At least with the Punisher series, he told us on issue 2 that I'm going to fuck with your character. So I was like, oh, okay, I don't need to buy your books anymore.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he's actually passed issue 2 on to 3 and is doing well so far. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. So another recommend, huh?
Yes.
Yep.
Wow, I'm surprised. Well, we haven't gotten to the trash.
True.
Did you well, because speaking of trash, you guys
This
did
was
not like
good.
this one, eh?
This was good.
Oh boy.
Woo!
Here we go.
This-
Kyle, do
ooh.
you wanna or Drew, do you wanna rebuttal?
I will have to sort of disagree with you there, Kyle.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. This was absolute dog shit. This book.
Mm.
Wow.
Characters I could not give two shits about. Trying to, I guess, they went back in time to stop the bad things from happening, and who cares? These characters are fucking lame. Every character in this issue is lame.
What? It's because they're dead. You got to figure out why they're dead and how they're dead and what happens if you're dead.
What is this team? Who are these people?
The X-Men.
Cannonball, Dazzler, Jubilee, Frenzy, Prodigy.
Yeah.
No one wants this team.
That's the A team.
Oh my god. Wow. I mean,
It's a
I guess
double A negative team.
art
Whoa.
is fine.
Art's great.
Yeah, that's fine.
Art's, yeah. It's fine.
It's amazing. Look at this. Action
Oh
and
my
moves.
god.
Look
Who
at that.
the
That's
fuck
a
are
team.
I'm Abigail Brand. No
Yeah.
one cares about you, Abigail
Well,
Brand.
she looks scary
Right.
and menacing. Look at that. She's got a gun.
Slay Queen.
Okay,
Yeah.
Rootfire looks cool, and his name is Random. Come on.
Yeah.
And Blink, and I'm Blink,
Yep.
and we're the X-Men. Ugh.
Yeah.
Is it a flying tree whale, or is that Krakoa? What is this?
I think it's supposed to be one of those flying whale ships from the early X-Men Brood sagas.
Oh, I thought it was from Ahsoka, maybe. So.
No, not that good.
Oh, damn. Yeah. All the characters you know and love.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame. That's a shame.
I wanna know
so
what
that's
happened.
definite skip it.
What?
Yeah, just looking at it, I can already tell.
Well, you need to actually
Yep,
read it.
skip it. So
Yeah.
2-1 outranked. Skip it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip it just on principle.
Mm.
Come on, everybody, skip it.
You gotta get
And
it for the Kevin Eastman cover, if anything.
there was a Kevin Eastman cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it earlier in our group chat. Remember?
Oh
Right.
yeah,
gotta get it
that's
for that
right.
cover. Look at that.
Yeah,
Slay!
I thought this was. I thought this was the cover they gave to the little Billy in kindergarten. He was just playing
No,
around.
that's
They
the
were like,
Kikimoko cover.
oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, this is talent.
You know, will this cover be on Key Collector for $20-$30 next week?
Well,
like
it's not.
John,
There's something
like John
wrong.
Cassidy's cover.
Should be.
All right. I guess we'll see.
Death was only the beginning. See, that's deep. I want to know more about it.
I mean, it's arguably more deep than your Crow book, because who wants to read old black and white comics? No one likes those.
Yeah, they're cheap. They can't even color their own book.
Yeah, gosh, dumb.
Lazy.
By the way, chat. Wow, this came out of nowhere. This was an upset. Honestly, this was like the Lions were ahead at halftime, and then the 49ers came back and won. Moon Knight wins it this week at 50%. So Drew, you take the best book of the week. Nice. Wow.
Thank you.
I would have never guessed. I totally thought Crow had it this week, Kyle. I'm sorry.
Oh well, next time, baby.
Yeah. That's a shame though, too, because like what are we gonna have to bring next week that's better than the Crow?
That I'm gonna have to bring, because I brought the Crow, so I have to one up that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like we're gonna have to like continue to bring in good stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw a ringer in there and put in like a really bad book, just so we can be like, man, this really was bad back then, huh?
Any of your Warhammer shit, easily throw that in there.
Oh,
I mean, if you guys don't like it, even better, because that just means that I have the true taste, And like I said, the more it becomes mainstream, the shittier the hobby is going to be. So yeah, I love it. I love it.
Right.
Speaking of having the hobby just completely ransacked by tourists,
Wow.
Green Lantern this week.
This book meant a lot.
Not a lot to what?
Oh my god.
What true love actually is.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Mm.
Explain true love to
Where do
explain this to James O'Barr. All right, this is the actual true love right here. All right.
yeah.
Well, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Where do we start with this?
At the beginning.
Okay,
Actually,
let's start with the fact
like all good stories at the beginning.
let's just say this is the worst kept secret of who the villain was. Everyone fucking knew who it was by the end of the first issue.
That's like the least of my worries with this issue. I mean, you're right, Drew. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But that is like the least problem in this book, in this issue in particular.
Yes.
I knew Ref was on my side. I knew Ref was he's got it going on. But yeah, so the villain is okay. We understand who the villain is.
Oh
But can
my
we
god!
talk about?
His lover.
Can we talk about
Mhm.
that the Red Lantern Corps was not generated and not originated from Atrocitus, but by the butt pirate himself, the Russian spy who created the red goo?
I think so. His gayness created the red. Yeah.
Can we just
Yes.
read this dialogue?
Goodness.
He was a high-ranking official in the political directorate. I'd heard they sometimes plucked soldiers from the field and turned them into spies. So I let him pluck me.
Go pluck yourself.
Oh, I let him pluck
Oh.
me good, right in the butt.
He plucked me so hard.
Oh, I let him pluck me all night.
Oh
Just
god!
bravo for just fucking kissing on our favorite comic books. I mean, this is such a joke.
That is the panel of the week right there.
So I let him pluck me.
Oh, God.
I didn't know that Tim Sheridan was a comedian. Gosh,
Oh,
great.
true
So
wordsmith.
yeah. All that being said, yeah, Alan Scott's lover boy, because yeah, we don't actually know. And here's the question: do y'all think that our villain, our main antagonist, actually does love Alan Scott, or do you think that he was just being a spy while being?
You know he loved him. You know he loved him.
I don't know, man.
Oh, he loved him at the end when they were
Yeah,
talking
'cause,
about
like-
the boathouse and everything. He was like, "Oh my god, the boathouse. Remember
Like,
that
is
one rickety
he-
step you didn't fix? Oh, oh yeah."
Is he a gay, or is he a Russian spy who happens to be gay? Or is he just a Russian spy who's like, I will do anything for my country, and that includes being gay? But he's a straight man, right?
Mm.
I
He's
don't
gay.
think he's straight. Yeah, he's gay
Yeah.
because they would have
Gay.
shown if Tim Sheridan wanted to go that route, which he's not that clever of a writer or fun at, or if you, I really think that would have displayed him as more of a monster if he were a straight guy banging chicks in the same time. Would have been like, oh fuck, he just fucked with Alan Scott's head. This guy.
Yeah.
No, but Tim Sheridan isn't that clever or creative, and for his villains.
Nope.
So no, this is just lazy, ham-fisted shit from Tim Sheridan. You know, he's just a gay man who happened to be a Russian spy as well.
Because, like, do you know how rare that would have been? You get a Russian spy who happens to be gay,
Mhm.
and then he infiltrates this like organization and
Mhm.
meets Alan Scott, who also just happens to be gay
I'm listening. Go on.
in the 1940s.
And then what?
And then they bone.
Okay, good.
and
And then what?
then they happen to both have lantern rings.
Mm.
So that by the time they finally meet at the end of the issue, instead of fighting, they reminisce
damn it.
over their wood cabin.
It's not even a fucking
That's-
fight. It's
a
so
love story.
stupid.
It's a
When
love
he
story.
turns and he goes, "Oh," and he
Yep.
falls back on and is like, "Oh."
You remember the house on the lake? Oh, honey. Yes, I did.
Eagle River, yes.
Yep. Eagle River.
River.
I'm not like you. I have a wife now. It's repressed gayness, guys. You know?
Does she know you're a spy?
Oh,
No, you're
does
a
your
pole
wife
smoke-
know
oh,
that you've been plucked by many men?
that you did the plucking?
Does she know you're a what? A spy.
You know that you take part. You're part of a love that dare not speak its name.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, this is
God, this is so gay. Like,
that's actually a compliment though. Like for Tim Sheridan to be like,
I
"Man, this
know.
book is gay." He'd be
ah,
like, "Oh, thank you. That's pretty much what I want it to be." Oh, when they do the hands. But wait,
Alan.
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 I'll take that. And then he then charges up with the red lantern. I just did. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about in terms of like, okay, was this guy actually gay, or has he been straight the whole time but just did this for his country? Why is this book just gay? The comic book. There's no other character development. There's no other plot. Like the plot barely continues from issue 3. The dialogue is long and drawn out. The art is
They use the same panel
meh.
4 times in a row on that one page. If you go back with the
Yes.
family sitting, it's the
They
exact
did.
same panel.
It's
Panel,
fucking lazy.
same.
Fucking
Yeah.
This was
stupid.
the only one that was different.
The only
but
one they
yeah,
changed, and it was
apologies
just
for-
yeah. Oh, fucking lazy.
Yeah, and I think someone else was saying, "Oh wait, so Alan Scott can fly through walls now? Is that always something he's been able to do?"
Well, now
I
he's
guess with
able
the
to.
ring you can be intangible. I guess, or just who? It's a stupid panel. I don't.
Yeah.
It's
Well, the
funny,
whole
don't you
book
get
is
it?
pretty- yeah.
Yeah, like you haven't been able to know how to do this yet, but I can unlock it for you.
Mm.
I got the key.
Yep.
To your
I'm the
butt. I mean your
keymaster. You're
heart.
the gatekeeper.
Well, I mean, yeah, look at this. This is essentially a retcon of the origin of the Red Lantern Corps.
Yep.
So it's not Atrocitus. It's a gay Russian spy for some reason. That is
Yeah.
so lame.
A
Not
Because
because
of
he's gay.
Gayness.
Not because he's gay.
Not that
Well,
there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that. He gets his powers because he's gay, right?
Correct.
But not that there's anything wrong with that. But to retcon Atrocitus becoming the Red Lantern because he was so filled with rage after the Manhunters killed his entire planet, that's a way cooler origin story than this bullshit.
Is it though?
I swear I will kick you from the stream so fast. You won't even have time to say
Say what?
Marvel
Go ahead.
Meow. You won't even have time to say the F slur. Because Josh won't be here.
Corporal, that's an order.
Oh my god. The fact that they legitimately said this to each other. That's an order. Yes, sir, Lieutenant, sir.
Can I come? Permission to come aboard?
Ooh,
Can I
you
swab, can I
capsized
swab
my
that
boat.
deck?
Topsy turvy, Captain. Mm.
Let me swab that deck. Oh yeah.
Ooh, I've got some sea legs after that ride. Ooh.
Come on, Seaman. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. So this is why I wonder though, like he's a spy only here for Project Crimson. So I'm like, is he secretly just been straight this whole time and is like doing all the gay stuff with Alan just for his country, Project Crimson? I don't know, man.
No,
That's some
no,
dedication.
I don't think so. Tim would have shown that. Tim would have shown. I really think that him having a relationship with a woman or something, you know. Granted, I know Tim is a lazy, stupid hack, but I think really he would have shown that this person had a relationship with women too. But even in a panel, but no, he didn't. So I'm assuming that he's gay, in my opinion,
100% gay. They're both gay for each other.
Yeah.
because of gayness.
Yep.
It's like a bad. So this guy says on a comment, it's like a bad joke. Get a 6-issue miniseries, fill it with flashbacks, advance the actual plot by 1 hour on a good day. Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, is badly structured. There's no way around that. But it's such a deeply disappointing book that's somehow the least of its faults. Yeah, I would agree with this guy. And it's got 16 likes as opposed to these people who are like,
Woo!
"Oh my god, it was so good."
And
2
Slay.
likes. Yeah. Yeah, this issue 8, and it's not even funny. Golden Age Red Lantern is next level. What? No. This is probably the best issue so far. I've always found Alan's power more
Wow.
interesting than the Green Lantern Corps because of the magic aspect, and this issue scratched that itch for me exploring this Starheart's lore and powers. Dude. If you want to talk about lore, this issue destroys lore.
Or
That
creates
is so disappointing that people actually like that. Well, I can't say it's actually people because the people on this website are not are robots
They are robots.
or AI or something or sock puppet accounts.
All of the above.
All of the above. Man, yeah, sorry. I have to wait. Where is it?
Low IQ, high energy, jackrabbit, fucking wannabe, big time, small time, shit talking, bothersome, irritating bunch of motherfuckers I have ever had to endure for more than 5 minutes.
That's all I got to say about Green Lantern, man.
Yeah.
And I could keep talking about it, but we won't.
Please.
So that is a skip it. Trinity is just, man, even
I
for
didn't read
people
it.
who are on this site gave it a 64, so that means it's bad.
More disrespect to legacy characters. That's all.
Even more disrespect. Yep. It's Trinity being a boss ass bitch, you know, kneel before me.
Punching them in the face, punching her in the face. I could not believe it.
You quivering, sniveling, snot-nosed brats, you will bow before me. It's that bullshit the whole way
And
through.
Slay.
She's
I
the
like it.
bestest ever. Even when she's a little kid, she's the bestest ever. Here you go. This is just an ounce of what you can expect with this comic. And most of these are all reprinted from previous short stories in the back of other comics. May I introduce you to John, son of Lois, the lost prince of Metropolis, and Damien, son of Talia, sheriff of Gotham, the greatest warriors of the realm of men. And gentlemen, you have today the high and rare honor of being in the presence of Lizzie, daughter of Diana, your queen. Boys, you may stand. We are unworthy of such an act, your grace. True, but if I am to enjoy our contest today, if I am to demonstrate my dominance, it is best that you two at least start on your feet.
Oh my. Yes,
And Slay.
please.
And then she
Yes,
Slay, and
Adam.
then she just fucking demolishes them.
Oh,
You foolish fools! You have no idea of my lineage, my strength.
Oh, punish me.
But yeah, this is the best one. It's enough, please, my queen. No more. We need Rockin' Robbie Billups going. I was sweating during this comic. Tom King, well, as he's writing this, oh, we surrender, my queen. Oh,
Oh, punish me, punish me.
literally laying on their side as she just, oh God.
I love it.
I say, Need I say more?
Please continue.
That's what Tom King said.
Uh-huh.
Please, Dommy Mommy, continue. All right, that's all I got for Trinity. So I did actually. These will be the last two that I read, and then if you guys have anything else, we'll kind of end with these last two. But I did read DC Power and Marvel Voices Legends, for Black History Month,
Good for you.
and
Good for you.
hey, I'm doing my part. I
That's
gotta.
all you can do.
Yeah,
About time.
I'm gonna put a black square in my profile picture for the next month, and
Well, you better.
yeah. I mean, I'm worthless, so
Solidarity.
I have to say that I have to say that these comics are perfect.
Thank you.
And there's not one thing that is wrong with them. The stories are definitely not pandering at all.
Good.
They are not insulting or patronizing in the least bit. And the art is beautiful, and it is a well represented comic for Black History Month.
Good. Solid recommends.
Yep, all around.
Good.
Around. So.
Bravo. Thank you.
I'm lying, but yes, no, it was they were perfect. They were perfect. But yes, all that. I'm definitely not being sarcastic. Oh, speaking of which, we're on Harriet Tubman number 5, boys. I can't believe we're on number 5 at this point.
Fuck me. I haven't read it since issue 1. I got to pick those up.
I remember when we went over it and they dropped hard R's multiple times in that book.
I'm going to read it out loud. I can't wait to do a reading of it.
Kyle's going to do a read through on his channel, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to do a read through of Harriet Tubman, Vampire Slayer Hunter, and follow along.
Yeah.
We'll see how fast I can take it.
And demonetized.
I'm curious.
Oh boy. So did you guys read anything else? Were there any other books you guys wanted to talk about?
Titan Beast World was pretty
lackluster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Local Man was just a total fucking cuck.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't.
Okay.
I don't either. I don't understand it. Why?
But it's our favorite reviewers. I think it was on his top 10 or top 20.
Shocking.
Even Josh liked Local Man.
Yeah, I know, but it's one of those. It's like if you had told me Tom King wrote it, I would have believed you. It's just
yeah.
I'm just tired of seeing the hero being treated like a piece of shit and being down every damn issue. I don't.
And then
no
the woman
self-respect,
he comes
no balls.
back into the town for, who's married to another guy who he sleeps with, and then her husband now finds out that he slept with her. It turns out that this woman is been evil this whole time and is involved in this whole cabal thing and is like the evil baddie. And it's like, what?
Oh my God.
God, I'm just like,
maybe,
of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe that made zero sense to me, but maybe that's just because I haven't been reading issues 1 through 8 and now 9.
And you didn't understand Wolverine, and that's fine. But one step at a time.
I mean, Wolverine was on a level of academic and creative brilliance that I just couldn't resonate with yet.
Correct.
For fifth graders.
But I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yep.
I'm reading stuff like, Vita Ayala and Mags Visaggio and Teenie Howard and Stephanie Williams, Stephanie Phillips, Tom Taylor, Tom King, and trying to immerse myself within that brilliance. So
I didn't hear Chris Can't Write Well or Kelly and Lansing.
Oh, you're right. I'll add that to the list. Yeah, thank you. So
I tried to read that the Kid Cudi book, Moon Man.
Terrible.
There's a kid
terrible.
Moon Boy.
Yeah.
It's Moon. It's the Moon Boy from Ghost Rider.
Yeah, he's grown up to a Moon Man.
Oh,
Merman.
Cabin Boy. A cabin boy became a cabin man.
Yeah.
What is this? A center for ants? But yeah, so brilliant. It was amazing. It was
Yes, it's
perfect.
great. And I think at the very beginning they give a special shout out thanks to Vita Ayala. The beginning of the book, and I'm like,
Wow, what did she do?
I don't know.
Did she? Did she? She's not even credited on this.
I think this is the book. I might have to look it up real quick
Okay,
to see.
yeah,
But
she's
I
not even on
think
the.
this
all
was
right.
the book. Let me hold on before I hysterically laugh at it again. I think
Oh boy.
this is the book. He's like, and a special thanks, and they had all these people, and she was one of them.
Maybe she was just such a huge inspiration to Kid Cudi that they were just like, oh, we need to put her in this book.
Yes, yeah. Special thanks, Vita Ayala.
Dude, that's wild. There's no
Yep.
way.
No, this book's terrible.
Well, there you have it, folks. Those are the books that we read for the last day of January and the first week of February. Now, what we are going to do here, let me go ahead and switch on over. Or actually, you know what? I'll pull it back up because what we're going to do is we're going to end the stream here. We had a hard cutout time at 3 hours, but we pushed over a little bit because there's no way you can just go through Green Lantern and Trinity without showing those pages. Whew. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hop on over to the members stream. So if you guys are members of the MVP channel, you guys can go click on the live stream link and hang out with us there. It'll be our after party, and we're going to go over next week's comic books because we have a couple of exclusive issues that we have already read. So if you want to join the membership program, I'd highly recommend it. Or if you're already a member, come hang out with us because we'd love to see you guys there.
He was bringing
yeah,
up Thundercats. We have read Thundercats.
That is, yeah. So Andre, we did read Thundercats. We will be talking about that in our live stream after this one in the member live stream, because I'll save my thoughts. I'll save my thoughts.
Watch it.
Watch it.
I'll save my thoughts. But yeah, a couple of these guys already read the Joker Year One.
Yep.
Is that what the new one is? Okay.
Yes.
What else did you guys read?
We read X-Men. We read Ultimate Black
X-Men.
Panther.
Ultimate
She-Hulk.
Ivy.
Fire
She-Hulk.
and Ice.
That's right.
She-Hulk,
Yep.
Fire and Ice.
Oh man.
Final issue.
Thanos? No.
No Thanos.
Nope.
No Thanos. Okay.
Thanos.
Thundercats. We got that PDF.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, there's a
Fire and Ice still
DC.
left.
Yeah, there's that DC anthology book we read, Kyle. What was it called? It's like a Valentine's Day anthology.
Yeah, the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That's right. How to
it.
Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 days.
Gardner.
Yeah, we read that.
Oh my lord.
Oh,
That's
Poison
right.
Ivy. We read Poison Ivy, Kyle. Remember?
Yeah.
We read
Yep, we read Poison Ivy.
Oh my god. Okay. Now I'm even excited to be a member on my own channel. Guys, seriously, I'm stoked to hear what Kyle and Drew have to say about these books because they sound like something else. So next week is going to be crazy. But yeah. Well, yeah, this was a ton of fun. And thank you, chat, for always being excellent. We always love interacting with you guys. So thank you for another great weekly comic wrap up. Drew and Kyle, do you guys have anything? Drew, your comic book is linked in the description below. So chat, if you still have not backed Drew's comic, go check it out in the description below. But yeah, I'll let you guys have the last word before we head on over to the after party.
Kyle?
Hey, see ya. Thanks.
Oh, come on. You're the most hated reviewer on YouTube, the most hated comic book reviewer on YouTube, the big bad booty daddy himself, Kyle, not Kevin. You don't have anything to say? No?
What else is there to say? Wolverine was a good book this week.
Ooh.
So check it
out. At least end the show on a good take, but all right.
Check out
wow,
Unholy
this-
Nightmare. I'll say that.
Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hold on.
I can't
Still
hear
can't
anything.
hear it.
Really? Dang.
Still nothing. No. Oh well.
Oh well.
Maybe
I think
he's
it's
in
all
your head.
Kyle. Yeah.
That could be.
But yeah, Drew. Anything before we head out?
Yeah, just check out Unholy Nightmare, guys. Check out the backer kit link. Ton of covers. Got some OA up. We're gonna be posting some new pages that Aurelio's done soon. Not gonna miss out. I'm writing issue 5 this weekend. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome, man. Issue 5 already. That's crazy. That's awesome.
I've just been on a roll, man. And it's just like James O'Barr. When I get heated, angry, or whatever, I get in a creative mood. So it all just comes out.
Yeah, you're able to utilize your creativity to kind of put your emotions out on the page. So that's I think that's a healthy way of dealing with that. It's almost like therapy, if you will. So
yeah.
All right. Well, once again, guys, thank you again for such a fantastic show. I will be hanging up my original art here, hopefully pretty soon, and I'll put up a picture on the YouTube channel so you guys will be able to see that. Members have already gotten to see the original art piece. I've put the video up onto the channel for members so that they can look at that. And yeah, Kyle, me, and Drew are all going to head on over to the after party along with Freddie. He's going to hang out with us too. And
Hell yeah.
maybe Gideon. Gideon's asleep at my feet, so maybe he'll join us because cats are awesome.
No, cats are jerks.
No, can't do that.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you in the after party. Bye.